hardcore. All right. Well, now the stream is going. So, what is going on, my frosty friends? My name is Wintercasice, and welcome back to Discord Dungeons and Dragons with the Solaires, specifically with Tiny, Wander, Welf, and Stray. Say hi, guys.
Hey there.
It's time to purge.
Yuck, yuck. But, God, all right. Well, I mean, granted how late it is, I apologize, though. Again, we're starting so late. That is my bad, guys.
We don't apologize.
We
do apologize because I'm fucking tired. Can't believe you.
Too bad.
God damn.
Well,
Be
we're going
tired.
to start with Garnet anyways, since we ended where he should have started.
Well, all I gotta say is, I'm a one-man apocalypse. That's the only thing that came to mind when you made that voice, Tiny.
That voice is both Roadhog and Krieg from Morgan's too.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's fair. By the way, I played Paladins earlier, guys, and it made me want to play more Paladins.
Be up for that.
Such a random
Okay,
game for
last
me to
time.
randomly play.
Well, they released another new legend for the game, so I wanted to add it to my repertoire.
There.
Okay.
It's a pirate striker character named Caspian.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Cool.
I was fucking awful with him, but
Yeah.
either
First time.
We gotta go. Last time.
yeah, we need to go. All right, you guys ready to find out what happened last time on D&D?
Yeah, boy.
The Solaires, after having their last minute decisions made, deciding which items that they would have with them as they would enter the royal ball of the King of Atharia. Upon doing so, they went into they went out, got dressed for the occasion in various fancy garbs, some looking more at home than others. Also, Uncle Sam, welcome to the chat. But anyways, sorry, I figured I'd put that in since it's just the recap. But anyways, as the party went up and into this ginormagantuan castle, they got to see what the royal essentially dining hall looked like, which was again ginormagantuan. As entering, they seen various different nobles and various different people from various different backgrounds in this location. A herald called in the Solaires, recognizing them for their acts and services that they have done for Atharia, though none of the party truly feel like it was all that much. Either way, as the party entered the party, they met with various different people, some new and some old. They got to meet an old friend from way back in their days in Melbourne. They met Baron Nijak and his son, who basically just looks like a younger version of him. But it was all the while very nice to see some old friends. And they got to meet their bestest friend in all the world, Regis, one of the guardians in Melbourne.
Yeah.
He seemed chilled out.
Guy, by the way,
More than likely.
sidebar, I'm really sad nobody didn't just look at him and go, every party needs a pooper, that's why they invited you, party pooper. I was really sad that no one made that joke.
I expected Blue to make that joke. I mean, considering that's not his style, but out of character, that's what I would have made.
He seems sad and tired.
He deserves to be sad.
I don't know what's happened in the several months we've been apart.
Spoiler alert, as the DM, his life has been just fine. Like, he really hasn't had to do anything. Other people had to fix Melbourne. He just had to do paperwork, and he mostly passed that off to the other defender of Melbourne. And he really,
Works hard.
yeah, but he like snuck off to sleep a lot, and he kind of took advantage of his. He's kind of an asshole. Like, I made him that way, but he's very fun to roleplay as. He's a real piece of shit. That's what he is. But
But if you don't get mad at him, he doesn't get the pleasure of you getting mad at him.
That's fair. You know what? That's fair. That's a good way to look at it. But either way, the ruler of Uskar made his appearance known to our Tabaxi party member, Kazir, and really wanted to remind him what it meant to be not only a hero of Atharia, but to be noticed and recognized by the ruler of Uskar, his home country.
Yeah.
It was an interesting night for most of the party as they had been keeping their eyes open, waiting for particular guests, and Belray's eyes definitely did not leave the door the moment it announced that two of its cardinals had come in. Cardinal Godric and Cardinal Dathana. Definitely a situation that definitely leaves our local cleric feeling awkward. In the meantime, we had Blue do an encounter he's been waiting his entire number of years, arbitrary amount of time, waiting to finally see his parents again, specifically his dad, to stick it to him. And words were sought, comments were made, levels of politeness were there, and ended with a shattered wine glass in the hand of Salvador as he walked away. And as the night progressed on, and the music really started coming out at this point, Dathana, the cardinal of the Cathedral of Tyr, decided to ask Belwraith to dance, to which they asked each other questions, got some things out in the open, and ultimately, as the session ended last week, they were dancing till the music stopped. But with that being said, let's rejoin the Solaires back in the royal ball in Atharia, specifically the city of Westray. Garnan, as you are keeping your eyes peeled, looking around, I want you to roll a perception check.
It's not terrible. Hold on. Perception, that is a 15.
All right. You kind of keep your eyes peeled. You're looking around. You're very nervous. Very nervous on when these individuals will be showing up. As you're kind of looking, you kind of catch a glimpse of some things. You see Kazir downing tankards. Definitely a unique sight. And off in the corner, you see Blue kind of getting up to his old shenanigans. You can't really see who he's talking to or what he's doing, but he seems to be up with his shenanigans. But the weirdest sight, as the music started playing, was you see a hand put out before you.
Okay.
As you look, do you look over to see whose hand it was?
No, I just stand there in bliss.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on. I'm just kidding. You look down. You look down, and you see the familiar form of. Alosa. Well, you definitely seem like you're being vigilant.
As best as I can be.
Well, we do need to make sure we're not being too obvious. As you see the music is playing, you watch as she extends out a hand. Care to accompany me?
He's gonna take her hand. This is a bad idea.
Don't worry, like I said, I'll lead.
Okay.
And
Your hand, throw her over your shoulder and start spinning like a tornado.
And now Garnan starts doing the salsa because he's a fucking pro and knows how to dance.
Hell yeah! All right, roll me a performance check.
Right? Oh no, 9.
Let's see.
Yes.
Here's a little fun fact that most of you guys probably don't know. Alosa is proficient in dancing.
That's really random.
Yep, I would say so too. There's reasons I don't want to know why she danced as well.
That is a natural 20. I will rule this because she rolled a natural 20. She is going to guide you through some of your missteps. And Garnet, I would like you to roll a second time.
Is this counting as advantage?
Yes.
Well, it didn't fucking help. That's a 3.
Ow!
You're basically
Your thing makes me worse.
for anybody else who's watching this, you basically watch this as Garnet's like, oh man, this is gonna be really bad. Whoa! As he is basically being danced around on the dance floor, and you could just see that kind of like Beast from Beauty and the Beast. He's kind of being like kind of hucked around. Like she is surprisingly strong, is what's going on here. One of the, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna roll something real fast. Blue, you watch as you kind of walked away from the main situation. You look onto the dance floor. You see Belwraith dancing with Dithana, but the more interesting thing is you watch as Alosa dips Garnan and lifts him back up and continues dancing.
Go Garnan, go Garnan, go.
I love that visual.
But yeah, Garnet, you can't help but feel like it's really weird for other people to go like, this is, like, for them to look at you kind of impressed in the dancing situation. It's almost as if she is covering up your missteps, essentially.
I would fucking hope so.
So, how have things been looking since the party started? Have you seen anybody familiar?
Not yet.
Sorry, I can't help it. It's definitely, from seeing you from a POW perspective, it's very interesting to see you off-put.
I'm not used to this. God.
Well,
Stuck on my foot.
sorry. You watch as she actually is smiling while she's dancing with you.
He's trying his damnedest not to blush.
She looks at you and goes, well, based on what I've learned so far, it seems that the rest of the party has been having an interesting night.
I've probably been looking at it.
But according to everyone else, there hasn't none of
Killed
it.
him.
As far as everyone else goes, though, no one has seen a hide nor tail of the broken skull so far.
Great. Fashionably late, apparently.
Indeed. Probably wanting to make a grand entrance.
Or, plotting.
That's what I'm afraid of, honestly. Because, Garnet, I'm honestly afraid to fight them in this situation.
As much as I hate to say it, I would really rather not.
I know. I agree. The thing is, it's good that no matter what, we'll have access to our ability to cast spells. But you watch as she looks up, and as you've I assume you follow her trail of vision.
Mm-hmm.
You see at the top of this room, which I actually think I forgot to say this in the last session. As you look up to, like, towards the top, like, the ceiling of this ginormous gargantuan room, you see massive, like, weird crystals embedded into the walls, like, towards the ceilings. And they give off this very weird kind of pinkish glow. If we run into anybody who's, well, let's say, stronger physically, we will be at a serious disadvantage.
Yeah.
But
I'm not disagreeing with you.
the big thing that I'm worried about is you watch as she looks around the room. Roll an insight check.
Okay. Insight is a plus. That's a 5.
A 5?
Mm-hmm.
Well, fortunately for you, this wasn't a massive thing. You don't get all the feelings that she has right now, but the big thing you realize when you see her look around, you're kind of like, what is she doing? Like, what is she? And then you realize, because the DC for the minimal is 5. Gotta say, I'm so glad I didn't make that higher. But for the baseline of what she was trying to say, she's looking around at all the nobles in the room. Some of these people are trained to fight. Most of them aren't.
That'll be fine. I'm not worried about it.
Are you being honest or lying to her?
God, no. He's being a smartass.
She just gives you a coy smile. Oh, and do you think that diplomacy will work on them?
On the nobles or Broken Skull?
She raises an eyebrow. Either.
No. Not at all.
You know, a part of me missed this life, and a part of me definitely doesn't.
What, being all hanky-panky with other nobles? Yeah, fuck that.
Well, nobles are definitely ones I don't care for. It is interesting to be around your guys' version.
Nobles? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, if you say so.
Well, most of them are very uptight and very full of themselves, but there are some genuinely good people here.
Well, you say you guys, this is not my cup of tea. I'm kind of used to, you know,
You
people
watch it.
looking like me.
You watch it. She kind of gives a look of like, oh my goodness, well, now I'm being offensive. I'm so sorry.
I do not care.
Yeah, I guess. Do they even have nobles up in Tuscadol?
If you count the elders as nobles, kinda.
Definitely. Then you watch as she kind of smiles at you. So it's kind of like back home.
No. We didn't have fancy ass dances. And
Well-
we certainly didn't have that.
Sorry, but I say, needed to make a statement to everyone else. You watch as she just gives an eyebrow to the rest of the dance floor.
Just smack my ass to do that.
Well,
Belwraith is laughing at them.
yeah, well, Belwraith, you can definitely see all this being on the dance floor as well. But you watch as she kind of spins you around, and she pulls you back, and you watch as the music slows down a bit. And you watch as she just kind of leans into you, Garnan. Do you resist this?
No.
The truth is, Garnan, I'm a little afraid.
There's no need to be. And he'll try to take a little bit of control here.
All right. Roll me a performance check.
Okay. 16!
Nice. Garnan, you kind of been looking around the room. You're kind of seeing how everyone.
Hold on.
You're seeing how.
I said bardic inspiration. Roll. Go now. Go
I will
now.
say this. And I will ask this question to you. Blue. You see them dancing on the dance floor. You see how not well this is going for Garnan. Do you want to give him or do you actually? No, you can't actually.
Why not?
Bardic inspiration is magic.
It's not a spell.
Hold on.
It's an ability.
The way I would think
It's a,
things like
it's a
Bardic
class
would be-
ability like Divine Smite, not a spell.
Well, that's the problem. Divine Smite also doesn't work in this area.
Oh.
No magic works.
Never mind.
Well, that's okay.
Good.
Either way, 16, Garnan, you've been looking around, and I just like to imagine as you look around, your eyes meet with Blue, and Blue gives you the look of like, kind of does a motion of hands and everything to tell you how to like take control. I like to imagine.
Advantage? Okay.
Where's that chip?
I take advantage of the dancing situation.
That's how I picture kind of Blue.
Yeah, just Blue's just like, it's basically like mouthing like, Garnan, arm here, other arm here. That's what I like to imagine. And you're just kind of like, you kind of put two and two together, look at the other dancers and see a similar situation. You're just kind of like, Here goes nothing. And just...
Here goes nothing but my pride.
I don't know. I don't know if Garnan's pride would be hurt being on the dance floor. I want to see
I
him.
don't know what the fuck he's doing.
I like to imagine if Garnan would have rolled a nat 20 on like lively music, he'd be doing like the sprinkler or something. Like go Garnan, go Garnan. but
Probably.
but with a 16, Garnan, you kind of just position your arms a little bit better, and you kind of take the lead on this. You kind of watch other people's foot patterns and like how they dance, and you imitate. And it actually is working out quite well for you. But Alosa just kind of keeps talking. We might be seeing some... I've seen how dangerous they are. I got to watch it from a distance.
I got to watch firsthand.
You watch as you hear a little chuckle. Well, but it definitely was not... As a healer... It definitely was not a good sight to see someone get hurt that way. And as she's like still just leaning into you, especially someone you care about. I really, really don't want to fight them here, Garnan. The only one here who would be able to fight them well is you. And I don't want to see you go down again.
I'll be fine.
Insight check.
He is lying his ass off. Deception.
Yeah, deception.
A 17. So good fucking luck.
Damn, you are. She beat you by 1. She got an 18. She has proficiency in insight.
I have proficiency in deception.
She does not have proficiency in deception. She's an awful liar. She just gives you a look, and I assume you are lying your ass off.
Yeah, absolutely.
She kind of looks up at you and just gives you again another smile. You really laid it on thick, Garnan, but you can't lie to me.
You kind of have to. Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
That's what she said.
But
Can.
cannot.
I'm actually yellow.
She looks at you.
7.
10. You can't lie to her.
God damn it.
She just looks at you and goes, "Right, and I'm purple skinned."
You are?
Deception check. That is cocked, but that is almost a natural 20. God damn it.
I got 11.
She has a positive 13.
Okay. Hard to read.
Well, I have my ways.
Let's get back on track.
I know, but this is funny. I like to imagine this is an actual conversation.
Oh, it is. No, for sure. It is. This is canon.
Either way, just can I ask a favor of you?
Go for it. Anything for you.
If the fight gets bad, if we fight and the fight gets bad, promise me we get out.
If you will. You realize that's a lot for me to promise, right?
She looks at you. I'm aware of what I'm asking of you.
But combat. Fine. I'll do it.
Oh, and one other thing.
Mm-hmm.
You watch as she like kind of gets you to kind of like moves her finger and tells you to come down. It seems she wants to tell you something like quietly.
Perception check.
Roll a perception check.
Nosy ass.
What'd you get?
What's a 16 plus 7?
That's 23.
I got a 23.
God damn you and your fucking bard training. But I say, as you kind of come down so that she can to whisper something to you, you just feel a very strong sensation on your cheek as she kisses you just straight out.
Boner.
And as she kind of pulls her lips back, she whispers to you, "I want us to get out, all of us, and if you die, I will bring you back to kill you again." And she basically kind of lightly pushes you back up, so that and leans into you again.
Point taken. He says with wide eyes, not moving them.
But I say, Garnan, roll a perception check.
Okay. 21.
21. First things first, you see Blue staring directly at you.
It gives him the eye.
He gets a thumbs up.
And two, you can't help but feel like you're being watched.
Oh,
The thumbs up is gone.
Garnan looks towards the door.
There doesn't seem to be anyone at the door, but as your eyes just kind of like, why do I have that feeling? As you turn to the throne, and you see the eyes of a man, pretty well dressed, very fine clothing, with a crown on his head, staring at you.
Alyssa,
Yes?
the king's looking directly at me.
She is going to roll a perception check.
Garnan makes eye
She also got a 20 wing.
Prolonged eye contact. Prolonged eye contact.
But as she looks over, she sees the king, and she goes, "Well, let's give him something to look at." And
Oh God.
I need you to roll another performance
Really?
check.
No, okay. Okay, performance?
Yep, another
16.
performance.
Yeah.
Nice.
Winter,
Yes.
product inspiration isn't technically magical. I looked it up.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I will allow you to do this once.
Yes.
Just for this. Garnan, you can go ahead and roll a d8.
It's not
plus
combat,
six.
it's not
So
plus
20
1d8. Nice.
So how much did you get?
22.
22. Nice. Let's see what she gets. Garnan,
Garnan looks at Blue and just winks.
Garnan, as you watch as she's about to take the lead, you're kind of like, you kind of feel inspired, and you're like, you know what? No. And as she goes to try to take the lead, you position your hands and take her other hand, and she just kind of looks at you like, oh.
You're approaching me?
You actually see her cheeks go red as you start leading the dance.
Fast learner.
Well played. Well played. Well played, Mr. Bard. Well played.
Hey, I was asked to be the wingman. I'm the wingman.
Fair. But speaking of Mr. Wingman, you feel a nudge at your side. And you see a very well-dressed, bearded man go, I'm not good at these things. And you watch as Henrik extends out a hand.
I mean, I assumed you would, but I can lead. I've been training.
You watch as you watch as he just goes, God damn it, just fucking, all right. I feel like I'm playing Henrik well.
Oh no. Oh boy.
Oh God. Oh, buddy,
That's not bad.
Herma, you got into the chat at a bad time. I rolled really shitty. Look away.
Oh. What did you roll?
I rolled a 4.
Oh no!
32.
Garnan, you kind of feel really good about taking over this dance situation, but the moment but you kind of feel a little embarrassed. But then you look over at Blue and Henrik dancing, and you see Henrik is being just thrown around the dance floor by Blue, who is fucking dominating it like the showman that he is. Basically, if I had to make a comparison, Henrik is essentially dancing like he would if he was on a high school theater project, and essentially, Blue is dancing. He's dancing as if he was on The Showman.
Oh, wait. That's funny. Would he get advantage?
You know what? Sure, I'll allow this. Herma, look away.
Since Garnan got advantage with the Losa.
Just Herma, this is fine. No, God, Herma, look away. I rolled a natural 1.
Oh no!
It's still a 4. It's fine. It's still a 4. Love is a form of chemistry he was never taught. Accurate. Look away, Herma. Yeah, no, Garnet, you just look at Henrik and you're just kind of like, I'm better than him at least. He doesn't say that or anything like that. I'm just in a mind's perspective. It's like, at least I'm not as bad as him.
That's what Kazir would be thinking. Wow, I thought Garden was bad.
Hey, fuck you!
Dominating the dance floor.
I'm just imagining fucking Henrik is like, ah, and Blue, and
there's Panic in the Disco. This is domination.
Yeah, fuck yeah. If I had to compare songs here, Henrik is like the opening to a very soft song that wants to be tough, and then there's fucking Blue, who's basically belting out Taking Back the Crowd by Panic. Oh, was it? I can't remember what the name of that song is. It's the third entry in that trilogy song. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's where Brendan Urie had to dress up like a demon and everything.
Oh.
That's the way I'm imagining it. And also fucking Herma, left foot, right foot. Fucking Herma. But while all that is going on and dancing progresses, some of you drinking, some of you kind of having moments you weren't expecting.
Did anything come of the king?
The king is looking at you guys. At first he was very much just staring at you, then staring at Blue and Henrik. You see him eyeing the main and the Kazir over in the corner. You basically watch as his eyes are darting around the room. And with your perception check, you can tell he is keeping a specific eye on you guys. Anybody who is associated with the Solaires.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Just what we need.
Which, as the dancing progresses, and after a while, I assume you guys step off the dance floor because, damn, you do
I'm
hear.
too good for them.
Yeah, pretty much. Some of the guys are just kind of come up to you, Blue, and they're like, "You are an amazing dancer. Where did you learn to do such a thing?" They're like, "That was absolutely phenomenal."
It just takes a few years.
Honestly, we've never seen such dancing before. You are a maniac on the dance floor.
I hate you. I want you to know it.
I'm glad you got the reference. Tiny, take a breath. It's okay, bud.
I just realized we forgot something.
Well, we forget. Who
Oh,
died?
right. Oh, right, yeah. I forgot to. My bad.
No
Henry-
worries.
Oh, yeah, no. You know what? I'll roll that for you, Herma. Just for you, I will roll that. Oh, no. Oh, he's fine. He's fine. He rolled a natural 19. After the dancing stop, Henrik kind of takes a step off to the side and just goes, I'm okay. He just, like, opens up his pocket and pulls out a smelling salt. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's fine. And he basically, Henrik just lets you get showered in compliments, Baloo.
He needs some breath.
Yeah, Henrik is basically like, I'm just gonna be here for a little bit, don't mind me, essentially. But, as you... Hey, Audrey! Woo!
Well,
Alright.
I forgot to tell them that we were doing D&D. Oops.
It's all...
Alright.
But, as the dancing kind of stops, you suddenly hear the clinging of glass. As you see the king standing up with his tank or with his wine glass held high. Ladies and gentlemen of Atharia, my loyal subjects and the heroes of this land, please allow me to have your ear for but a moment. And you watch as there's very much a large hush over the nobles. Everyone taking steps back, allowing the king to step forward. As he steps off of where his essentially like a party throne. It's not like a throne. You watch as the Queen Atharia is actually following beside him.
She's so whipped.
Well, she's holding herself with elegance and poise. He is as well, but you can see... It doesn't take a perception check to notice that he is.
He's more pompous than act. He's like that fake pompous, where he thinks he's so much better without the cause.
Yeah, basically he's someone who, like, has a purpose. She's just kind of like, for reason's sake, basically, like, yes, I basically, she's kind of like half apologizing, like, in her stances, because she's basically like, I'm so sorry. But you watch as he kind of steps forward. Tonight we are gathered with our various equals, let's say.
Ooh.
We've all done good things for this country. Whether it is the smallest things, keeping our farming communities strong and keeping food stocks and health to a high regard, as you kind of see he gives a look to like some particular individuals who basically, you can tell they're not really nobles per se, and they're kind of the black sheeps here. Like they were happy to be invited. They represent their people, but at the same time, like you could tell some of them are kind of like, I would have rather not. To our greatest assets, people who fight to protect us and to handle our foreign affairs. And you watch as he looks over to some of his people, what appear to be like some nobles that are like dressed very well. I am happy to have seen all of you come out tonight. I am happy to have so many people address how important it is to have this ball for all of us to be together. Oh, absolutely. Go ahead. If anybody wants to roll an insight check, you can go ahead.
Definitely. Yeah, that's the right dice.
Natural 20.
8 plus. I can never remember my insight.
21.
Perception, right? Or no, the insight is its own thing.
This
My
is
brain
the
just-
king of Atharia. And he is very punchable, you were right.
Oh, that's only 8. I did not realize I have 0 insight.
I got a natural 20 on insight.
Man!
I got a
21. 21.
21.
A lower roll for you, Blue.
Let's say it's not the best.
Only nobles have voices this punchable. That's fair.
Accurate.
It's not a perception, or persuasion.
Ooh. So hold on one second. So natural 20 from Garnan, a 21 from Blue, from
8
you.
from Kazir.
Bellarate, did you want to roll?
You're muted.
Sorry, I was looking something up real quick.
No,
What
it's
am
all-
I rolling?
Did you want to roll an insight check on the king?
Oh, always.
Questioning the king? Of
Oh,
course.
that's a 19.
Ding.
For everyone who rolled, only Garnan can see through the king's words. Everyone kind of seems like, all right, he's recognizing the people here from the people that he basically he's recognizing people even if he doesn't seem like it basically he's being a quote unquote like good eye essentially, like regarding people well. Garnan, he gives you a very weird vibe. And by weird, I mean you grew up with like the elders who cared about their people, especially shamans who wanted to see the land thrive and people and the kids grow so that there would always be a next generation. The way he's talking, his mannerisms, you kind of look at this and you're like, he doesn't even look at these guys as people. It's more like he's just acknowledging that they're doing their job and, in a sense, sees them more as possessions. It's kind of like how an owner would compliment their pet.
Which explains a lot, given that he
That-
feels others are. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just.
Winter,
Yes.
I kind of want the main to roll an insight check.
Oh, the main did. No, go.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, the king, well, to put this in perspective, the king rolled a 30 in his deception.
Yes, that's his name, Herma. Regis, the little fucker.
Yeah.
We actually met him not long ago.
Yeah, Regis is at this party. Regis seems like he's doing fine. He seems drunk, though. Like, very drunk.
To give you a bit of context, Herma, essentially we're at a party invited by the king, invited quote unquote, because we were forced to be here. We are forced to be at this party, and we were like in the city of Westray after like a whole fiasco that you'll have to just hear from someone else.
It's
And that's why yeah.
by the way,
Forced to be here, king's a dick.
as much as I hate to say it, that comment right there, Herma, is very accurate.
Yep.
what do you say?
Ah, good dung beetle. You made fertilizer. I am satisfied. That's actually a pretty apt way to look at it.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds like.
But yeah,
world that would
bas-
lead into slavery.
basically to everyone else, no, the king seems like he's being legit. Garnan, he's honestly, the way he looks at people, the way he carries himself, he's a very good liar. And honestly, he's an awful human being.
Good
Tell
liar.
the main,
Bad person.
the main, tell the main.
Well, the main rolled
The main.
a natural 3.
Oh.
And
Well, I'm sure because you're. Actually, I think the main would kind of be not falling for it completely because
you get the sense that
the guy's into slavery.
you get
Of
the
his kind.
Yeah, you get the sense that the main kind of has his own political issues with this place, but essentially, as far as like his statement here, he doesn't see anything wrong with it.
Oh,
But
all right, that makes sense.
but as far as like, does the main agree with the king? Yeah. Well, yeah, he made slavery.
That makes
Exactly.
no sense.
It's more like the previous king of Atharia like brought slavery back.
But he's not doing anything to get rid of it.
Yeah, the new king had the possibility. Queen Atharia actually was putting it out there that they were looking at it, but the king decided no.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, by the way, Wanderer, duly noted. I will make sure that that's updated. But either way, you watch as he continues. There are various of you that I would like to praise for all the deeds that you've done. From those of you who act selflessly, those who grow our economy, those who build up our nation to be stronger, and even those from foreign countries who maintain the peace. Kazir, you kind of look over at the main, and you see the main just nodding his head, but you see his face is straight. This guy is normally, like, you've been around him for the last, like, hour or two. He's normally very jovial. This is probably the most serious you've seen him.
Good. Nope. Take it.
I have a
Gotcha.
feeling the main wants to uppercut the king.
Yeah.
But of all the people at this party, there's a particular group I would like to thank for their services, as they were my special invites. And he looks...
Right.
I would ask the Solaires to step forward. My question is, do you guys step forward?
Kazir reluctantly steps forward.
That's even worse.
Not rolling well on those insight checks?
It wasn't insight. I was rolling a check to see how we would handle the king taking his credit.
Not well.
He doesn't like the king taking his credit.
That's fair. That's fair. You watch as Henrik, stoic-faced, walks forward. Philman and Kark seem just fine. They each have smiles on their faces, but I'm sure any of you wouldn't realize exactly how they feel about the king.
Yeah. They
Alosa
both probably feel the same way Kazir feels.
steps forward, but you watch as she stays particularly close to you, Garnan.
Garnan doesn't budge.
I mean, not too far off, Herma. Not too far off.
Let's see.
But
Yeah, Belric does not step forward.
Hold on. I'll just roll a D100 here.
hold on 1 second.
Yeah, no, Garnan's not budging.
The steps a bit forward, but not near as close as the others.
When
Just staying
Kazir
close to
sees that the others
table.
don't quite step as forward, he kind of is
Basically,
in
you
between.
guys are very reluctantly like a step forward from the crowd,
Like, I'd
but
rather
not.
be
but-
near anyone else.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
Kazir
Basically,
is down.
I get the image that you guys aren't like stepping forward, like out of the crowd or something. You guys are just kind of like near the front of the crowd, and you're just kind of like
Yeah.
watching.
That's exactly what
Blue's-
Kazir would be doing.
Blue's chilling beside the drink table.
You see a very large smile come across his face. You Solaires have done a great service for my kingdom. Atharia is a beautiful place, and I'd like to see all of its people as safe as possible. Obviously, I can't be everywhere.
Under Kazir's, I want to just add, under Kazir's breath, only the higher up. Just wanted to say that because if he wants to roll.
I need to stop looking into chat because, god damn it, Herma's dropping some good jokes. You watch as he looks at all of you, and he gives you a look, Kazir. I obviously can't be everywhere to protect everyone. Your great and your gracious and very humble king can only do so much for his people. So I'm very happy to know that there are people like you to help my kingdom.
How close is the main to the
Kazir
table?
is locking eyes with the king.
I'm gonna. If anybody wants to roll an insight, you certainly can.
Sure.
Would my insight still carry over?
I would say with a natural 20, Garnan, you can read him. Like you could tell that like maybe there's some statements he's making here, but your opinion, I assume, doesn't change.
Ah, fuck that guy.
He's a disgusting human being.
Sure.
I rolled shit.
But, Winter,
Yes.
question, how close is the main to the drink table?
You see, the main is honestly he hasn't moved, but Kazir. After that statement, you see his fist is balled pretty hard.
Kazir is also
Well, I got
fist
a nat
clenched.
20.
I rolled a 16 on insight, by the way.
Oh,
I'm just
I got
gonna
a nat
go with
20.
I'm gonna ignore my rolls.
what'd you get, Tiny?
Tiny.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. But I say Kazir, Belwraith, and pretty much the rest of the party. Most of you guys get the sense that he is very thankful that you guys are there. Garnan, your opinion hasn't changed, and frankly,
I'm not gonna roll anymore on
And-
insight
and
because Kazir. I think Kazir would know it better.
yeah, I think that his words are pretty honey. I would assume most of you guys are kind of like, there's a reason why people talk badly about him. Like, he can't be this nice.
In fact, he's okay with slavery of his
Yeah,
own.
exactly.
Kind specifically.
Basically, what you guys believe and based on like what he's saying are two separate things. I'm not telling you how you guys probably see him. You guys have your own
That's
opinions.
a good point.
But as far as this conversation goes, you're kind of like, all right, at least he's recognizing our service to the
yeah,
country,
okay,
essentially. But
Yeah, makes
but
sense.
Garnan and now Tiny, he doesn't seem happy that you guys helped. In fact, you kind of get a sense that he's annoyed that he has to recognize you.
Main's right next to the drink table.
He wants to boost my votes for re-election in the next term. There's eventually a revolt against me because of my tyrannical rule. God damn it, Hermo! Stop dropping these really good.
God.
Really good.
He's really doing good in the chat. God damn it, Hermo! Stop it. You're distracting me. God damn it. Anyways.
Main's right next to the drink table, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I just imagine that I imagine a person like Herma exists in the background, like the guys pretending to be women from Monty Python, just going, "King, I never voted for him."
I was gonna whisper. He's still sitting, chilling near the main. He didn't get in front of the crowd at all. He's just gonna whisper. He's lying. He's lying.
You see the mane doesn't move. You catch the rim of his eye, and you kind of get the sense that he has been picking up what he's been saying. The mane rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
The moment he said "you people," that is when the mane was like something like triggered in his head, and he's like, But as he goes on, the king continues to say, "Thanks to heroes like you, accommodating my people, making them feel safe and rest assured that threats that rise up in this country can be taken care of, and that their king can continue to rule over them and make sure that they continue their lives as peacefully as possible. So, it is my humble thanks to you, and I assume the humble thanks from my people. Solaires, thank you so much for your service for Atharia." And you watch as he raises up his glass and looks out to the nobles. "To the Solaires!" And everyone just kind of like raises a wine glass. You watch as a few people are kind of like, yeah. You see, honestly, I would like each of you to roll an insight on the queen.
What the hell?
Okay.
13.
Are you freaking kidding me? That was a
22.
natural 20.
That's gonna be a 24.
Oh, honey, even with expertise, you are not rolling well. What'd you get, Belrith?
24.
24.
Oh gosh. So what did you get, Stray?
A nat 20.
Nat 20. Nice. So everyone rolled above a 12.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
You watch the king kind of be very hoity-toity. Yeah, and for Blue and Garnand, you can definitely see the arrogance oozing off of him. But then you look over at the queen. She, as much as she's like holding herself with poise, you can almost see a figure of like grief and honestly a little bit of it basically, you can tell she feels bad that she has to be next to him. Like, if she could be anywhere else, she would be anywhere else but right next to him right now.
Nice.
And I would say with that natural 20, Kazir, you remember when you went to breakfast a couple last week with everybody, and you remember the words that Kevlar said to you guys, that the king and queen hadn't been talking recently. It's been very quiet in the throne room.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that conversation.
You get a sense something's bothering her immensely, and you get a sense it's him. I would say with a natural 20, that's what lands in your hand.
Fair.
And you watch as everybody kind of has a drink, and he basically looks at everyone, he looks over to his wife, and you watch as he starts to mutter some words. And does anyone in the party speak Draconic?
Oh.
Kazir.
Several.
I know Kazir speaks Draconic. Does anyone else?
Abyssal Common Infernal. Yeah, Abyssal's kinda like Draconic.
Garnand does not. I'm not even gonna look.
Yeah.
Kazir does. I believe Philman does.
Philman does.
Wait, hold on. I forgot he got the new sword. Hold on, I think I might.
You don't have the sword on you.
Unfortunately, Draconic doesn't come with the new sword.
Okay. I didn't think it did, but I wanted to be sure because I remember something like that.
No, it makes perfect sense why you would ask. The reason why you got Orcish as a language is because the spirit. Because of Pridka, because he was the spirit that fell. And you get a sense from Kazir. You are not that far away from the king, as you're next to the main.
He has good cat ears.
I would say, you know what? Just for all intensive purposes, roll a perception check for me, Kazir.
Okay, thank God, not an insight. Perception I can do.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, hold on.
Kazir got flung across the room. Shit! I got no strength. Oh fuck! Shit! God damn it! Hey, what'd you get?
Can I never? Perception is +9 to. My brain just shit on math. 17.
17.
Yeah.
As you kind of listen, as you kind of feel like everyone's kind of winding down, you kind of just hang out for a second and listen. And you hear him speak in Draconic. And as you hear him, as you see him walk away, you hear him speak to his wife. You don't know if she understands him, but you hear him say, "Another group in my way."
Because your kind of shivers and tries to make it act like he didn't hear it. Sorry.
But as the party resumes,
Sorry, redhead. Mora's comment.
a second.
Jesus.
Sorry about that. Just double checking something.
No
But
worries.
anyways, as the party progresses, One of my coworkers. One of my coworkers. Wait, Winter. Yes. Apologies. One of my coworkers was. Oh, Henrik knows Draconic.
Knows Draconic.
I'll roll.
So Henrik.
I will roll for him real fast, for perception. Interesting. Blue, as you walk away, you watch as Henrik, essentially he was very stoic, but as the king turns his back, you see his brows furrow. And thank you for letting me know, Herma. I actually did just double check it, and I do have in your notes that you gave me that Henrik does know Draconic.
Flick.
Blue's gonna kind of put his hand on Henrik's shoulder. Are you okay?
Yeah. And you get a sense of like, you know Henrik pretty well. He's not trying to hide anything from you. You get a sense that he is. You get a sense of like not necessarily anger, but you feel a little malice on his voice.
Alright.
Nothing major. Henrik is pretty. Yeah, Henrik is typically pretty cordial. Just a little bit of mistrust. God damn it!
I'll be at the drink table if you need me.
Actually, why don't I accompany you? I'm sorry, just distracted.
Well, that would be good, because I was trying to get enough courage to strike at the main.
I apologize, you cut out slightly. What was that last part?
I was trying to get to summon up enough courage to strike up a conversation with the main.
A conversation with who?
The main.
Oh, the
The
main.
main.
I am so sorry. Like, for some reason, you went a little staticky when you said the name. I was like, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I feel bad. But yeah, but I say, you guys, as everyone kind of goes about, you see that most of the party kind of goes back to it. And Blue, you can see like most of the party seems unfazed. Nobody seems like alert to how the king was acting and everything. And with his rolls, yeah, most people don't. Anybody who rolled a natural 20 could tell exactly how the king was speaking. And the thing is, Blue, the moment you see the main like drinking, you actually see him not drinking. Like, not the same way he was. Initially,
let me guess, he speaks Draconic.
initially he was like downing tankards, like he was having a good time and everything. Now he's just sipping one. Like just like a standard drink every time. Did you want to approach him?
I want to approach him.
He looks at you as you approach, and you see like some of his entourage like look like they're gonna get up and intercept, and you just see the main put out a hand. Come forth. If I remember Kazir saying correctly, Blue, correct?
That's correct.
A pleasure to meet you. I assume I don't need to introduce myself.
Your entire aura makes an introduction of itself.
You watch a smile kind of go across his face. Well, I like to think that most people from Uskar leave a good impression. As they say, the lands of Uskar are very inviting.
Well, the first time I met Kazir was in a... What was it? I think it was a state... No. It wasn't. It was a fair type thing that had a fighting ring. I was cheering him on. He was fighting... It's been a while. A lot of hits to the head.
Oh, good lord. Trying to remember who Kazir fought in the first round. Oh, Jesus. Why would you do this to me? I have to remember something from 2 years ago.
Yeah, God.
I remember that Skulvin's first enemy was Garland, and then he fought douchebag McGee.
I think Kazir just fought two random. Kazir fought Skulvin.
No.
Kazir fought Skulvin in the second round.
No, because in this...
And then Yes.
Did they?
Kazir fought Skulvin, and then Skulvin got knocked out by the pompous guy.
I thought you were about to say the Pope.
Hold on. Wait.
Yes,
Kazir
thank you, Herma.
Skulvin got
Thank
knocked
you.
out by the pompous guy.
The
pompous guy got killed by Vector.
Yeah, Herma, thank you. You fought a tiefling. Kazir fought a tiefling. That's right. I was driving my ball. I'm like, did he fight a tiefling? I'm like, I'm pretty confident he did. I'm like, thank you for confirming that for me. God, that was bugging me.
It was tiefling first round. He fought Skulvin and Skulvin, the pompous guy. Pompous guy got cut in half by Vector.
Actually, now that I double check this again, no, she didn't notice. God damn it. Hold on. Language is Snackle now. I'm curious. Oh. Noted. So, Bimp and Knackle can both speak Draconic.
Oh.
I just double checked their language sheets. And about to say, Car cannot. Philman can. What about Losa? I have her character sheet right here. Does she speak Draconic? I'm trying to remember what languages I chose for her. Ah, here it is. Nope. No. That's right. Those are the ones I chose for her. No, it makes sense. But yeah, Bimp roll, she didn't notice. Knackle, however, did. Anyways. You watch as, at the mention of seeing him in a fighting competition, you watch as that smile grows a little bit more, and he just goes, well, Kazir didn't mention that. That would have been an exciting thing to see. Seeing a fellow Tabaxi in combat in that way. You Solaris, based on your reputation and what I heard, it would be an honor to see you guys fight at some point.
It happens sooner than you think.
We get into quite a few fights.
Care for a drink?
Sure. I need to wet my throat after that.
You watch as he kind of gives you a look of like, did you want like an ale or a wine or...
Blue's just gonna take wine. He's getting that drunk.
You kind of get a sense that the main isn't someone to like push like something on someone. You kind of get a feeling the more you like actually like see him like when he's at the drinking table, the only one he seems to be like trying to like quote unquote get drunk are his own people.
That makes sense.
You kind of get a sense like he doesn't mind if his own people get drunk, but but when someone else walks up, he's actually kind of courteous of like, oh no, I'm not like, yeah, you want to drink? Yeah, I can help you. Like, no big deal. Which is why Kazir, he like shoved that ale on Kazir.
Down it.
Sorry, I zoned out for half a second. I would like to say that Kazir would kind of go over things he's explained, things that he went on in his life. I know that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely,
things that he's done in the last 3 years.
Oh, absolutely. I assume that when you and the main were spending time together, you guys were exchanging stories of like your guys' lives and things that you guys have done.
Kazir would have explained how he became part of the Solaires,
The main would tell you how he started as the main and like how he had ruled his people so far and his ambitions.
Fair.
And I would say for the sake of brevity, because I don't want to like be having this conversation the entire time, because you're pretty aware of how rulership works in Uskar, as you are from Uskar. You've only been to the capital once, I would argue and say, because most people of Uskar have been like near the cap, or at least near the capital at least once. You get a sense that the country is honestly has only ever said good things about the Maine. There's never been real bad talk, like questionable decisions from time to time, of course. But as far as like
Just
caring about his people, like trying to do what's best for the country, the Maine has a really good reputation. So
he's a cool tough guy.
yeah, basically you get the sense that he's. If I had to give an example of what he would be similar to, but not quite the same, he's like a knight, essentially. Like, kind of a jock, kind of a douche. Like, but he holds honor and, like, an integrity in his position. Like, he's not there to abuse it. He's actually there to do good things. You get a sense it might be a tabaxi thing, that most of them want to continue on the legacy. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Kazir probably didn't tell you this. He took me in as his apprentice.
Oh?
Yeah.
How interesting.
Yeah, getting fighting lessons from a tabaxi is fun.
You watch the main kind of turns and gives you a look, Kazir.
Kazir kind of glances back.
Like not like in a mad or angry way, but kind of giving like a teaching others. Nice.
Yeah, good.
But you watch as he kind of turns back and goes, honestly, I envy you, Solaris, a lot.
No, you don't.
I miss the days of it. I miss my adventuring days and handling a lot of the business myself. But the capital needs a leader. The council needs a leader. I miss the days adventuring with my own group, but as is the burden of rulership. But I have my own stories from my time. And with everything going on in here in Atharia, do you mind if I spin you a tale?
Well, I am a lore bard. I always enjoy stories.
You watch as he takes a drink of his ale, and he actually sets it down. You may or may not know this about me. As the main, I have to earn a title of my own, aside from the one I was born for. Most mains have done so for themselves, and that's why we all kind of flock to adventure. And for me, I accomplished something that no other main has ever done. And that is, I slaughtered the desert demon, killing him and bathing the sand in his blood. Hold on a second, I actually gotta pull up the name, because this is important, because I
think I was heard about the desert demon.
You heard of the desert demon, and because of the fact that as a lore bard, you've done your research, essentially. Hold on. Apologies, I'm taking a moment.
Proficiency in history.
Here it is. Alright. So sorry about that.
You're good.
He looks at you and goes, a particularly rough and nasty demon named Zalganath, the desert of the desert. He was, what is the name of those demons? Unfortunately, I don't remember the kind of demon he was, per se. Particularly huge and dangerous. Large wings, a very dangerous and ill-looking creature. Kazir and Blue. If you guys would like to roll religion checks.
Oh, my religion sucks. But yeah, I'll do it. 13 on the dice, and I think it's a 1 to religion. Off the top of my head, I can't.
I got a nat 20.
Okay.
There it is. Yep, +1. So that's a 13. Or I mean 14. Sorry, 13 on the dice +1.
Okay. So unfortunately, Kazir, it sounds familiar. Like it's on the tip of your tongue. For you, Blue. The more he describes it, the more uncomfortable you get. And that's when you kind of realize, oh shit, he fought a Mindbreaker demon.
Oh fuck!
These particular, from your knowledge, Blue, you know that these particular demons are actually really, really nasty. Excuse me. They are from a section of the Abyss that supposedly is ruled under Jubilex, the Lord of Consumption.
That sounds about right.
The Mindbreaker demon is particularly dangerous because they are essentially, you would know above game. I'm going to break some of these analogies down. You would know they're 100% immune to psychic damage. They are particularly bulky. They can take hits like a champ. And the one thing about them is being near them actually causes you to take damage. Just being within an aura of them. They are terrifying beasts. And they are also huge. They could give a hill giant a run for their money. Not as big as any of the other giants, of course, but like could give a hill giant a run for their money. So to see this guy talk about how he like killed one permanently, that's a feat. Particularly nasty thing. Caused a lot of problems for the Yanti and the Thrycreen. They asked for our services, and I offered my hand in slaying the demon. The weapon I wield, still to this day as my position as the main, is the weapon I used to kill him permanently, that I got in an old dungeon excavation many, many years ago. It was awful. It was terrifying. Demons are just... I don't envy when I heard that you had to fight demons on your path. As I barely walked away with my life on that fight. And you watch as Kazir, you watch as he lifts up the side of his pretty nice shirt and everything.
Pardon me.
And both you and Blue can see like massive rake marks across the entirety of his stomach from one side to the other.
Ouch.
He looks over to the female sorceress that you spoke to.
Oh, Pearl Picker. No, Pearl Diver? Let me
Fisher.
Thank you. Pearl Fisher. That's what her name is.
I was about to say, proud of you and your notes. Good job.
I was about to check my notes.
I wasn't going to correct you, but I say I was just seeing if you remembered. But either way,
I remembered.
I saw what you did there, Tiny. God damn you. But anyways, you watch as he looks over to Pearl and he goes, If Pearl wouldn't have been with me, there's a very good chance I wouldn't have walked out of the desert sands myself.
Yeah.
But Jelmakar, which for you, Kazir, is draconic for wind slasher.
Oh.
A weapon I earned and soaked in the blood of that demon.
Did a guardian eat that weapon? I'm pretty sure Guardian ate a weapon that was the Wind Slasher, that it did nothing.
No, it didn't do nothing. I just never used the damn thing.
I also
Pardon me.
was that called Wind Slasher?
It was something very similar.
Yeah, it did like a slash of wind or something.
It gave me a equal to my strength mod. It would give me.
Oh no! Ability wise, I know what weapon you're talking about. I didn't think his name was Wind. Its name was Wind Cutter.
It was something very similar.
Well, either way, first things first. No, they are not on the same level of power. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And I mean, the weapon's proper name is Jean McCall. It's just draconic for Wind Slicer. I apologize. You guys were right. Wind Cutter. Either way.
Yeah, similar names, kind of different.
That was my bad. My notes are a mess. I might take a picture later and show you how messy my little side table is that I keep all this. But anyways.
Oh, Mora.
Give us insight onto the DM shit. That would be great.
Herma, goddamn you! Stop making jokes. You're making it very hard to keep a straight face.
It's almost like you should rejoin the campaign.
What can you do? Either way.
Well, I tried apologizing. That didn't work.
Either way. I was expecting to have sent him back to his realm, whatever the hell realm he came from. To my surprise, his body laid there in the sands. And it never went away. As he actually lifts up a necklace that he's wearing, you see on the end what appears to be a tooth. I wear one of its teeth as a reminder of my kill. And as for the body, I let it rot in the sands of the Exeter Desert. That demon deserved nothing more.
Agreed.
Its body didn't disappear.
No. That's what surprised me. But that was years ago. I later realized the reason why Jean McCall it was more than a weapon than I thought it was. It had the capability of killing things from other planes and killing them permanently.
Okay, good.
You watch as he kind of smiles and he kind of chuckles a little bit and goes, "At least I hope so. God, I imagine that demon wouldn't be happy with me."
Completely understandable.
Just remember, if that tooth ever into Iker, get ready.
Indeed. But as far as it goes, I've been wearing this necklace proudly for the last 10 years. Unless the demon suddenly regained life, he is dead.
That's usually how death works, yes.
Well, knowing the shit going on.
Just suddenly, you just suddenly see a half demon covered in sand and everything come through the window, pointing at him like the evil monkey from Family Guy.
Knowing the shit going on now.
Just,
What's so surprising?
No,
Kazir's actually...
Oh, go ahead.
Kazir's actually killed the demon. and it didn't go away. We've been dealing
Me
with
too.
that a lot.
Oh.
Help to
Three.
kill.
Cause, okay.
Is that what
Blue's gonna.
is that what she
Blue's gonna
brought
look
up?
Blue's gonna look around to see anyone looking in this direction.
God,
Anyone trying to
God,
sneak in.
God damn it, Herma. Like just Thanos snapped. Anyways, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna roll a perception just to check if anyone's eavesdropping.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's fine. A 26.
26. You look around. Everyone kind of seems lighthearted. Everyone seems to be in a mood. No one seems to be like. No one seems very like ill-willed. Anybody that you would think that would be like kind of a conversation. Excuse me. You get a sense that most of them are off, if that makes sense. The only people that seem to be like not necessarily listening in, but like just keeping their eyes out, is you see the familiar face of Roland. But you see that he's not listening in. He just seems to just be kind of clocking you to make sure that you are okay, and kind of clocking in on Kazir to make sure that he's okay.
And I'm fine. Even if he was, I'm fine. I'm hearing this. For the past 3 to 4 times, demons. They need to go away. We've been dealing with the abyssal that's been going around, and with the broken skulls. They have been managing to summon demons that call this plane their home.
You watch as he turns over. Herma. Roland is Blue's master from the College of Lore. Baron Lord Nejak is the Baron from the place that you guys have been. There are other barons, but you guys have never met them. So there is another Baron here, but you guys haven't talked to him. But he also seems busy.
Yeah, he's probably busy on his knees in front of the king right now.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Oh god, no. Actually, you see he's off talking with like other people. You don't see any of the barons wanting to talk to the king. If you probably get a sense why. But
yeah, most of them probably know he's an asshole.
You know what?
You get a sense. But the thing is, you watch as the main gives you a look, and then he looks over to Pearl, the sorceress. That's what that good woman was speaking of. You would be correct on that, Main. We had a visitor not that long ago. She's been spending some time in Uskar, speaking with the Magic Court. The Mistress of Firestorms, I believe, is her name.
That would actually be my companion's master, Bim.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the gnome?
Yes.
Fair enough. Well, she brought up the fact that one of her specimens she had tried to kill to send back to their plane, and then they stayed there. Brought in some interest. She wanted to speak to me personally about he kind of like refers to the tooth, and what mine and the Magic Court's thought process was on it. She's still there now, speaking with our, what is his name again? I believe the name you are looking for is Demon Hunter Black. Yes.
That is the edgiest motherfucking name you have ever.
Well, that's his name. About to say, according to this, his proper name is Calico Black.
It's not much better.
But he is a demon hunter. That is his profession. Some kind of demonologist, or whatever the Atharians call them. The religious types, I've always, I've respected them. But I can't quite understand it myself.
I wanted to ask, how are you dealing with the plague that's been going around?
You crackled in and out for me. Could you mind repeating yourself?
I was meaning to ask, but I've been trying not to bring the party down further. How have you been handling the plague in Newscar?
You watch his smile kind of lowers a little bit, but he's still you see that it's still there. Fortunately, thanks to the mistress and a lovely lady from a place here in Atharia, gave a few of my magic users and a few of my clerics warning of the plague coming. What was her name? I'm gonna roll real quick to see if she remembers. Right. A maiden, a cleric. Mary, believe that is her name. Apparently, she knew one of my clerics of Mistra.
Right. I was the one who brought it to her attention.
Well, I appreciate that.
Pardon me.
I appreciate that. Michael, the plague has not been spreading very well in out down south of Atharia. The Exeter Desert keeps us quite safe. But we've had a couple cases, but we were able to pardon them off to a safe location very quickly. They are very well taken care of, and we have particular individuals with more compatible bloodline to protect them, keeping them safe.
You've seen what happens if the plague goes full.
Yes. We've had a couple of our representatives get back to us about it. Apparently, in the Atharian city, Starlam, around there is particularly bad. Supposedly, my agents tell me.
You mean the city that's currently flying in the sky?
That is correct.
That's always fun.
But let's not let this be a bummer. Let me enjoy your company. There's always room for business at any time. And you watch as he smiles. I've grown to like you, and your party. You make me feel quite younger.
Well, thank you.
And you watch as he kind of elbows Kazir a little bit. It feels good to see more Tabaxi continuing our traditions.
Agreed.
A life of adventure. It's never dull and always fun.
100% true.
So please, let's drink. Let's enjoy each other's company and show some of these rat royal bastards exactly how to party.
You got it, King. I mean, Maine. He didn't say King.
Oh yeah. Even if you would have said king, the main gets it. Like it is what it is.
Yeah, fair.
It is what it is. Alright. But I can't get too drunk because
Yep.
I still have to monitor them.
The,
I'll join you in the party.
you get a feeling the main understands. Henrik partakes in some of the drinking, but you get a sense Henrik is also trying to keep his head on his shoulders.
Kazir will drink lighter at this point.
That's that. trying
Because he's
trying to
got a
avoid
goal.
trying to avoid those con saves.
Yeah.
Fair. I shoot better when I'm buzzed. But as the party goes on, and you can.
Garnet's gonna go to the king.
Oh,
right to the king.
all right then. The king.
Can I roll
Oh,
Can
go
I
on.
roll a perception to see if I see this?
Absolutely.
I don't think you need to. I'm not being subtle.
Yeah, I'm not gonna interrupt. I'm just gonna provide a bit of backup.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a 26 anyways, so...
No matter what, the slight chance that you would have missed Garnan, the big blue guy wearing a giant fur bear, a giant bear fur, sorry. Giant fur bear. Garnan just has a stuffed bear on his back.
A stuffed animal.
Yeah, just on his back. No.
I use it as a backpack. That's my bag of holding. Just a stuffed bear.
Noticing Garnan is causing trouble, he's going to look down at Dathana.
Before Garnan does go, though, he's going to tell Alosa, I'm going to do something that could potentially be very stupid. Wish me luck. And then he's going to walk off.
As you're about to walk away, you feel like the grasp in your hand strengthen, but you watch as you start walking, she just lets her hand slide away.
You can come with if you want.
You watch as she looks at you and goes, I'll follow behind, but I'll stay a little distance away.
Good.
Just to be on the safe side.
Not Garnan, Blu-ray, what the fuck?
Blu-ray? Whoa!
I didn't know this stuff still existed.
Shit. Belwraith will look down at Dathana. My friends are causing trouble. I should...
Absolutely. Thank you, Belwraith, for at least for giving me the time.
If I could take a little bit more time, learning who my friends are and who they are in the church would be helpful. I'm not asking you to put yourself in danger, but the list is good.
As you start to pull away and everything, you watch as she kind of gives you to everyone else. She gives you a hug, but you feel her lips around your ear and you hear her go.
Nom nom.
Yes, obviously, munching on his ear. You hear her say, "You have the sending spell, and so do I. Anytime you need me, Belwraith, just send me a message. I will help if I can."
He'll nod and begin to tell Garnan. He's not going to do it directly, but he wants to be close enough that if things start kicking off, then he's close enough to react faster.
So essentially, you and Alosa are like shadowing him, but not quite shadowing him.
Belwraith will be probably a bit closer, like...
Absolutely. You get the sense Alosa's kind of keeping your distance, magic user, but...
I'm just gonna say Kazir kind of eyes it. He doesn't move or anything. Just
you
glancing over.
you and Blue just kind of clock it, I assume.
Yeah, exactly. Clocking. That's a good way
Garnan, as you're walking through, you see the king is currently speaking to a couple people, and you see that his beloved has not left his side. As you approach, you watch a couple people kind of distance off a little bit, and you kind of see the king look at you and go, "Ah, isn't it one of the members of the Solaires, Garnan, if I remember correctly?"
You would be correct.
His beloved, oh Jesus, water. He kind of gives you a look. Again, thank you for everything you've done for Atharia.
Are there anyone? Who's near me right now?
You kind of look around, and most of the people kind of seem to have backed off a little bit. You see the guards obviously giving you the eye, but they're a distance away. None of them seem very super close. You get a sense that they're not super worried.
Okay. Who is in earshot is a better question.
You kind of take a peek around, Alosa, and you do see Belwraith. Unless Belwraith, you're trying not to be noticed.
Belwraith, I'm fine with here. I don't care.
He doesn't mind.
Is there any bread knives? I doubt it, but is there?
No.
Good.
That it is not
I'm gonna grab a bottle then.
You get the sense that most of the food that's served here are finger foods. And for those who seem to be like kind of about like eating with their hands, there are like very special utensils that are essentially like enough to be they're sporks essentially, like enough to be like sharp but not enough that it could hurt someone.
I could kill someone with a spork. I'm gonna grab a spork.
Noted. But with that being said, Garnet, I would say that most people, after you came up to have a conversation, you get the feeling that most of the nobles are like, "Oh, the king wouldn't want us to eavesdrop or anything like that. Best we don't." So the only people that seem to be within earshot would be Alosa and Belwraith.
Okay. Drop the act. I'm not stupid.
The act, you say? I mean, what do you? What could you possibly mean?
Don't try to fool me, Your Majesty. We both know damn well you don't mean a single word you say when you thank us.
He's gonna roll an insight check on you.
What should I roll?
Sending an NPC pops in, and he's like, LMFAO, I come in to see I could kill someone with a spork. Oh, damn, that's hilarious, but I'm gonna roll real fast. Oh, God. I assume a 28 reads you really well.
I'm not even going to try to roll, yeah. He's not trying to hide it.
No, I assume not. You get the idea. He can read you like a book. He could tell that you know more than what most people know, and you watch as his shoulder kind of relax, and you kind of hear him like look at you. You hear him look at you. What? I know. The moment I said it, I'm like, that's not right. You get a weird sensation as he looks at you. And you watch as the queen immediately just kind of feels like a little bit of uncomfortable like feeling. You get a sense of that she is uncomfortable. So you know that I'm laying it on thick, don't you?
I know a lot more than that, little boy.
Can I roll an insight, or can I hear this?
Oh, you can hear him. Like the way you described how close Belwraith is, he would be like close enough that you could hear a conversation. Now,
random question: how tall is the king?
The king he's not super huge. He's pretty tall as far as humans go. He's like 6'2", so not bad. But Garnan is still definitely taller than him.
And I assume the throne is Ellen.
Oh yeah, for sure. However, Wanderer, if you wanted to read him and like try to get a glimpse of like how he's speaking and like how his mood is and everything, that would be an insight check.
Yeah, sure, I'll roll insight.
Yeah.
I was just making sure I could hear him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, insight doesn't hurt. That's a natural 20, 27 overall.
Nice. The moment the accent drops, you immediately feel a weird sensation. Like you were a little unsure about his words earlier because of like past people's conversations and what other people have said about him. obviously, kings with bad reputations are typically there for a reason. But the moment his voice changed, and his you see his like how he holds himself change a bit. It's very unnerving. Let me make something very clear to you, Mr. Garnan. This is my kingdom, and you will treat me with respect as its king.
You're only king because you decided to get married. Don't test me.
Right. Belwraith.
Yeah.
I'm going to let this natural 20 carry over for this. When Garnan said chose to get married, you saw a very sly smile across his face.
Can Belwraith step in? Yeah, this is less of a question if he can, and more if that's all right with you,
Nope.
Garnan.
Nope. Not yet.
Okay, tell me when that is okay, because
Okay.
by
Okay.
now he already would have done it. I just don't want to break this up.
I guess if we're going to drop the sense of situation, allow me to introduce myself properly with my proper name. I am King Krinker of Atharia.
Possible that Kazir could have heard that, and can I like roll?
Unfortunately, Blue and Kazir, while you guys see this happening, you're too far away to hear it.
Fair.
However, Garnan, roll a history check with advantage.
Can I hit that history check too?
You could certainly try.
Natural 1 and a 3.
Ooh,
Oh, I'm rolling good. 23.
23. Garnan, it's not clicking. That name sounds kind of familiar, though. It's not clicking, though. Belwraith, you think about it for a bit. Your knowledge of dragons is kind of limited, but you do remember something. Like, it was from a tome from a cardinal long ago, apparently a cardinal that came from Tuscadol, specifically, and he had apparently was on a pilgrimage or something. And you remember that talk that there was once a creature known as Krinker who roamed the roamed the Pulpero Mountains. Apologies, my own country. And that name demanded a lot of respect. Supposedly he was some kind of guardian, but you would know from what the cardinal had to say, he was essentially a crook. A person who, quote unquote, told people to pay him for protection. You get a sense that it was probably because he demanded it. Not protection from other creatures, protection from him.
I hand Kazir a spork.
And as you start
Kazir
to
takes it.
And Belwraith, as you start to kind of click like that together, you kind of feel like almost like a little electricity go up your back.
Yeah, no, Belwraith will be walking outside.
Now would be the time where you step in.
Yeah, Belwraith will be walking up beside Garnan. Garnan, you should go. And then he'll look to the king. I'm sorry, he's not himself. Drinking is getting to him.
Are you... He is going to roll an insight check on you.
I'm gonna roll an insight check on him too. 14.
Belwraith, are you trying to lie to him, or are you trying to
He's
convince
like half.
him?
It's a half truth. I feel.
Well, Garnan hasn't taken a single sip of alcohol hole.
Then
so-
I will allow you, Belwraith, to roll either a persuasion or deception of your choice.
I'll say it's persuasion, because I don't know how much tension Belwraith would be putting on Garnan. Even, persuasion. +0. Fuck.
Yeah, persuasion kind of sounds right. Like, just
Well,
ignore
Garnet
what
hasn't
I'm
very
saying.
well,
Fucking god, that's awful. That's gonna be
Oosh.
You watch as the king's mood went from you felt that static kind of go up, like your back, Belwraith, and you suddenly watch as the king kind of relaxes, kind of regains his posture. Finally, someone who sees things the way I see things. You should make sure to help your friend not drink too much. The last thing we need. You watch as his eyes flick, and Belwraith, you almost like for almost a second, you almost see like slits go down his eyes. Like his pupil goes from like a circle.
Sideways.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, it goes from a circle to a slash mark down his eyes.
No, I said sorry because I thought you meant like sideways blink.
Oh no, not like okay, I'm gonna be lame here. Not sideways like Sage mode, but like top-wise like Fox mode.
No, I know. Like his pupils dilate like cat's eyes would.
Pretty much, yeah.
Roll perception. I have a +9.
Unfortunately, Blue is too busy speaking with the main.
I got a sport. I can a sport for watching.
Well, you're watching, but I would argue say that this conversation is too far away to see things in particular detail. You watch as he looks at you, Belwraith, and again for a moment you swear you see those slits, and as soon as they kind of he blinks, they're gone again. The last thing I want to see is an accident befall anyone here. This is a party, after all. We're here to send good messages to the people.
he won't respond. He'll try to strong arm Garnan a bit. Let's go.
What?
Which, by the way, as you guys walk away and the king seems to be kind of getting himself like cleaned up, you watch as the queen walks up to you guys. Pardon me, if you don't mind a moment.
Sure.
You watch as she kind of...
Let me roll a d20.
Oh, what are you trying to roll?
Just
If he minds.
Willingness.
Oh.
yeah, if he minds. He slows but doesn't stop.
Okay.
He's
You watch
So-
it. She looks at you guys, and you watch as her hands kind of come together, like basically someone who's holding their own hand in front of them. And you watch as she actually kind of bows slightly. I'm so sorry for my husband's behavior. It's very unbecoming of him. And honestly, we are actually very grateful for your actions.
Right.
There are some there are people I do care for very deeply along the ravaged path. How is Daldir holding up?
Daldir and Galmtis, right?
Yes, they're
Good.
Daldir was a very good friend of one of my teachers, and he used to come up to the capital quite a bit. He was
Blue's best friend.
He was a very kind soul. I was very happy to hear that you were able to protect him.
Him and
He nearly died.
Yes. I have not gotten the chance to meet Golemtis, as the last time we spoke with Daldir, it was just him representing. Unfortunately, we have not met him since Golemtis was part of the rulership. And Baron Nijak has also spoken highly of you. So please, accept my humblest apologies for his behavior.
I'm still super confused. Belrith, why did you... Sorry.
Accept
Yes,
my
Adam.
humble dick.
Well, I mean, if either of you want to roll an insight check on her, you certainly can.
He's not that worried about her. He hasn't even
11?
fully stopped.
At 11, let's see,
Oh,
Garnan.
you know,
She-
I'll roll 2.
Oh yeah, because you could roll for this because you guys are just watching this happen.
Insight, you said, right?
Yeah, you can read body
Yeah, that's-
language.
Yeah, that's an 8.
An 8.
Oh wait, I thought that they came over to us since Blue was talking. I kind of zoned
No,
half out.
no.
for a second.
Blue isn't up there.
That was out of character.
That was out of
Yeah,
character. You could
okay.
you could try reading her body language if you wanted to.
I got an 8, which doesn't do jack.
But yeah, no, Garnet, she's being 100% sincere.
She's a good girl.
The queen is good. The king is a
So
dragon.
weird. Don't call the queen a good girl, you fucking weirdo.
Wait, that did sound rude. Weird. That sounds really weird now that I think about it.
And also,
Good.
actually, Garnan, you also notice something now that you're this close to the queen. Nothing with your just passive perception. Nothing, and on Belwraith, you would see this too. The queen
She
is
has scales.
no. The queen is actually quite young in comparison to the king. The queen is probably like mid-20s in comparison to the king, who honestly fucking looks like he's in his mid-30s.
Oh, I thought you were about to say 50.
No.
I thought you were about to say
No,
50s.
not mid-50s. No, God, no. He's like he's in his like mid-30s from what he
Anyways.
looks like. But
Anyways.
I figured it'd be something worth mentioning. It's like she looks quite young, actually.
Belrith, why did you pull me away?
Pardon me.
For things that we cannot discuss here.
Well, I was going to do something, but
Oh, it's a bad idea, I'm sure.
Just
I have never once had a bad idea in my life.
Me neither.
the queen just kind of gives you guys a look and just goes, with that being said, though, I just wanted to say my apologies, and I will henceforth continue to keep my husband in
You married that thing?
Well, I mean, he knew that.
He said that in earshot of the king.
Oh.
Hold on one second.
Not intentionally, but he did.
The king isn't paying attention. He rolled a nat 1.
Lucky.
Oh man, I was so close to a 15 as well, which would have been ridiculous. No, he rolled a nat 1. But she kind of looks at you. Some marry for love and some marry for choice.
I've never seen someone marry for stupidity.
I didn't get a say.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Apologies for my language, but that's bullshit.
That is quite all right. Considering my husband's behavior, I absolutely don't blame you at all. And as far as his temperament goes, she looks over at you, Belwraith. You are quite right to want to step away.
Am I missing something?
Please be careful.
He'll nod.
Sometimes I forget Guardian's HP is a negative number.
HP?
Int. Intelligence.
You
not
said
int.
HP.
I did. I'm also not paying attention.
Guys, can't you tell Blue is busy getting drunk? But not quite drunk, but just drinking enough.
Just-
He percepts better while he's buzzed.
I think both Garnan and myself need a bit of fresh air, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
So confused.
Absolutely.
Come get wasted with us.
And you watch the queen kind of gives a little bit of a bow and goes, "Thank you for your time."
Let's get white girl wasted.
Belwraith will look over to Blue and Kazir kind of gesture his head towards the door.
Thumbs up.
And
Kizir gets it. Starts
And
heading for
he's
the
going-
door.
If you guys didn't want to go to like the main doors, there are like little side areas you guys could go to step up on like step out on like balconies and stuff.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I'm just
Who am I
being
gonna shove
outside
up a
and
balcony today?
away from a group.
So
On the balcony.
taking Garnan to the side.
Where
Pardon me.
Alosa will follow behind you guys.
I'm following. I'm gonna excuse myself from the main first.
Yeah, same.
For-
Same with
for-
Kadir.
For the sake of brevity,
Polite excusing.
the main has no problem with you guys walking away. It just seems like he's happy to see some actual like light-hearted company.
I would be still respectful. To say,
Absolutely,
"Excuse me."
absolutely. It's just that to him, you get the sense he likes the light-hearted company. He
Yeah.
definitely is not one to hang out with the stiffs, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah, definitely.
He still
I
gets
understand.
respect because he's massive and terrifying,
Exactly,
but he doesn't get the stiff respect.
exactly.
He'd probably rather be anywhere but here.
But so if you guys want to follow where Belwraith is referring to, you
Yeah.
certainly can. Henrik is actually choosing to stay behind. He's actually watching the door. He kind of gives you the look of like, basically, both to you, Blue. He's giving you the vibe of, you go. I'll keep an eye on this if shit gets crazy and get you guys if necessary.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna ask that they show up. I have something to say to Vermalden.
You kind of give a nod. He kind of gives you a nod, just kind of like, yeah.
Okay, Belwraith, what gives?
He'll wait until everyone who's coming converges.
Basically, everyone except for Filman, Karek, and Henrik stay behind. You get a sense that those three are basically just keeping an eye on things.
Makes sense.
But Bimp and Knack will join you guys as well.
Once everyone has converged, he'll begin to speak, making sure that the area around isn't populated.
Oh yeah. You get the people are giving you a wide berth. The thing is that you guys will probably notice while you're in amongst this party, while there's a lot of respect for you guys, you get the sense that not only because the king said good words about you guys, but also the fact that you guys are, heroes. Like some of these people actually have witnessed your deeds. There is a lot of respect. But you also get the same feeling that some of them are actually either a little bit frightened of you guys or uncomfortable around you guys. I mean, you're pretty diverse heroes, and to a lot of these guys who are just like nobles that like handle like business and take care of their people and all that stuff.
Seeing it backseat or for Bolg would be bizarre for them.
Yeah, pretty much. You get a sense that most of them are kind of like, like you guys. We'll give
Not
you.
like exactly racist.
Oh
but
no,
just like,
more like.
I'm not used to people like you.
And also more like, you guys want to talk like, no, I get you. It's a bit kind of in there. I get you. Basically, like, you get a sense people can understand.
Yeah.
And also this whole fucking goddamn balcony is ginormous. Like, it's very long. This could very well just be a catwalk.
Oh.
like across a stage or something like that. It could pretty much be. It could be fucking huge.
He'll speak. Garnan spoke with the king and managed to rile him up. Almost.
I regret nothing.
You should. The name he introduced himself.
Can I jab Garnan with the spork?
You lightly poke him, and Garnet, you're like ow.
Do it again, and I'm getting the Ravenger.
The name he
Continue, Belwraith.
The name
what
he
happened?
introduced himself with, I acted quicker than I could remember. The name he introduced himself with,
Krinker.
Krinker. The name he introduced himself, Krinker. It matches very closely with something I read a while ago, but it's too close of a match to be coincidence.
Can I roll history?
I would say Blue and Kazir. If you guys want to roll history checks, you can.
College of Law.
A shitty history, but you know, that might get in that 20. That's an 11.
Kazir.
Oh wait, 12. I keep forgetting that I have +1. It's not a 0 to history.
25.
Kazir. It kind of, you know what? This kind of makes sense. This actually kind of works out because you're from Uskar. Like, unfortunately, the name doesn't really ring a bell. You feel like there's something to it, but like there's a ring to it. Like it kind of, it has a way, like a feeling to it. Like you get a sense, like, you know, like that sounds like something.
Yeah.
But
it
like,
sounds like something important, but you just don't know what.
Yeah, I can't quite place it. Essentially, is what you're getting. For you, Blue. You hear that name and you kind of start recollecting in your brain like a lot of the lore you've heard. And you've heard stories about a creature known as Krinker, ruled over the Pulpero Mountains to the north. You don't quite know what the creature was. The stories were very vague, but you get a sense of, basically from pretty much all the stories you've heard, it's kind of, essentially he pushed himself on people and basically made the statements of like, hey, pay me and I'll protect you. And you, again, similar to Belwraith, you get the idea like he was making people pay so that he didn't kill them, essentially.
It's Krinker the Creator Maker.
God, sounds like U.S. capitalism.
I know, right?
Krinker the Creator Maker. The Creator Maker.
Maybe, but either way, it was a creature, very old, but it was also extremely powered.
Which, by the way, I will say this with Blue and Belwraith, your guys' like, you guys rolled really good on your history checks. You would know, Belwraith, that tome that read like from the cardinal that wrote it is probably about 1,000 years old. And Blue, those stories have been talked about for hundreds of years.
I just about pissed off an ancient dragon. Got it.
I don't know if it was an ancient dragon, but the stories
Might have
that I
been
read,
older.
the stories that I read never specified what kind of creature it was. So watch your tones, and he'll look directly at Garnan.
I'm doing it again.
I've been nothing but respectful. If you do that again, I will stab you.
With what?
Because they're kind of almost shits himself.
sword.
Wait. The king might be not only a dragon, but an ancient dragon?
I'm not saying it's a dragon. I don't know what it is. The stories that I read never said what it was.
He's a
It was-
loser. That's
It
what.
said it was a creature.
Well, the fact that it was sorry. Just realized I might have been metagaming there a little bit. Did anyone actually say how old the tomes were outbound?
Nope. As far as I know, neither of them said how old it is. That's up to you guys. You guys could comment about how old those texts are and everything.
I'll say it right now. The tomes that I read was around 1,000 years old.
The stories I've heard have been around for hundreds of years.
So that limits down to what it could be in theory.
Not really.
Either way, if it's strong enough to live 1,000 years, I doubt poison will do good. Because you're kind of realizes, oh fuck.
What do you... What?
Wait, he doesn't say that loud. He kind of says
In a hush tone.
hush tone that everyone in the group could hear, but others probably won't.
What are you? Poison?
It's getting him drunk. It's not.
Inside check.
Inside check.
Deception check.
Who's
Never
rolling up?
mind.
Sorry, my brain just shit on me.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I don't read it. Natural one.
Oof!
Oh.
Well, I mean, I figure everyone in the group knows Kazir wants to poison the king.
Well, you
Bauer did not know.
I got a 24.
Garnan
so
didn't care.
well,
I got a
oh, that's
24,
fair.
so we want to get him drunk.
I God damn. You see a Bimp kind of like nod her head and like she kind of seems to be like thinking, and she just kind of goes, "Well, I mean, there are not a lot of creatures that live for multiple hundreds of years, let alone 1,000. The only thing the thing to worry about though is if this creature is as old as it claims it is, or at least referring to you, Belwraith and Baloo, how old the stories are, then we should definitely be concerned. Not a lot creatures that live that long are typically very, very powerful."
Um, there's more information that I should disclose. It's about Mary. I wanted to bring this up after, but I'm not sure what will happen during. Something
What happened
happened.
to Mary?
Something happened with Mary. I don't know what. And I'm not certain if it even is true. But
Do you have like a crush on Mary or something?
what? No. Probably.
Insight check.
Hail. When
Never mind. 2.
I spoke with my sister, most recently, she said that a tiefling was protecting her. Said that she. At first, I was cautious, and then
Protecting or quote unquote protecting?
A tiefling with gray hair, right? A black tiefling with gray hair, specifically.
Don't know why
no.
the color of his skin matters.
He'll nod to Blue. I I talked to my sister, and she had learned more about where this tiefling had met me, and it matches very closely to how I met Mary. I don't know what the church did, but I have good reason to believe that Mary is not a tiefling.
I see.
This is,
A lot.
that's, uh, that's lowballing it. A lot is an understatement, by far.
I'm not sure how much I believe in myself, but
Have you tried calling Mary?
I haven't because I'm not certain. And the last time I talked to Mary, it hurt both of us, and I don't know the state she's in currently.
True. Well, you got the name of the... You got the name, you got the look. I could try calling this tiefling.
If it's Mary, then I'm not sure.
If it's Mary, then we're in danger.
And if it isn't, well, then my
We're in
family
even more
is.
danger. They're in even more danger. Either side is bad. We can call her if we survive what's about to happen.
That's your call to make.
I'll do it after the party.
Have a nod. For now, try to enjoy yourselves. Let's try not to make any showing of ourselves any more than we already have. And under no circumstances approach the king.
You
You realize
got
how
it.
badly I
I'm
want
not
to,
getting
right?
near the king.
The only reason you should approach the king is if you're showing respect.
Is that what? You cut out.
Yeah, you kind of
Only
cut out.
reason- The only reason you should approach the king is if you're showing respect.
Yeah. No. Okay. Fine. Not
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't even know if even that is a good reason.
It's
Well,
not.
if he is a dragon, all I've learned from dragon my research is
They're dicks.
that, and they're very vain. They like compliments.
Ooh. Yeah.
Dragons are dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. Kazir looks kind of stressed. Like, this wasn't going to be a rather easy thing. Get close to the king, kill him. But now it's like, how the hell am I gonna kill a dragon?
Just
I mean, it was. Sorry.
just enjoy the party.
Got it.
Oh god.
Oh,
Back inside.
time to go inside. Kazir goes inside almost rapidly heading towards the spear.
Present.
Baran takes Alosa by her hand as they walk back in.
And you guys walk back in, and you hear, "Presenting now."
Ah, fuck, we called it.
And you suddenly watch as the herald gets flung down the stairs. And yeah, you kind of get the idea that he probably broke his neck on the way down.
Oh boy.
As you watch three figures walk in through the front door, the guards are immediately at attention. As the first person you see is a large warrior wielding a blade that's bigger than he is, wearing a cloak in what appears to be decent armor, and missing one arm. You see the very familiar image of Vector, the Revenant. Beside him, you see another familiar sight that you've only met once before. A large figure.
Oh no.
Hair going down from his head, going down the back of his neck. You see horns sticking out the side of his skull.
That's new.
Purplish and bluish skin.
Oh.
And bloodshot eyes. Garnan, you immediately recognize him as you see Ezrin step forward.
Ezrin with Victor,
Rolling
just
for
checking.
will save.
Next to Vector was
Yeah.
Ezrin.
Okay, just making sure. I mean, you know what I meant.
Oh yeah.
One next to the other, same thing.
You're rolling a will save, yet you're unarmored, unweaponed, and you know for a fact he could kill you in one hit.
Wait, who's rolling a what?
Garnan's
Sorry.
making a will save to see if he can control himself.
Control his anger. Fair.
Garnan, you do feel a squeeze in your hand.
He squeezes back harder before releasing his grip and calming himself down.
And in the front of these two, you see a very familiar face. While the other two seem like they're dressed in one of them seems like they're dressed in armor. For very kind of like formalish armor, but it's onyx black. It's kind of tacky, personally. The other one, yeah, Ezrin doesn't look like he's wearing. Ezrin doesn't look like he's wearing any armor. It looks like he's
at all. He's hanging free.
no. He seems to be wearing very loose clothing, kind of made of like furs and stuff. But you can tell he is like Garnan, similarly very jacked. His body is he basically doesn't really wear a shirt per se. It's more like a cloak over his back. But in front of both of them, you see a very familiar face of a man very well dressed up, wearing a full-on like cape-ish kind of cloak. His hair slicked backwards, with a very confident smile on his face as he starts walking down the stairs with his allies behind him. The very familiar face of Formalden.
Shit.
You see immediately most of the nobles like back up and everything.
I thought Valas were
I mean, you get a sense that there's probably a reason why these three are here.
And Vector has his sword on him.
Yes, and the guards do want to like try to approach, but as soon as they like get close, you see Vector and Ezrin are very much like giving them like a murder stare. The guards are fully prepared to attack, but you watch as the guards kind of like stop, and they actually kind of start shaking a little bit.
They're afraid.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
It has been quite some time since I've seen any of you. Some of you longer than others. Hello there. Greetings, a pleasure. And then he looks over at you guys, and he grabs a drink from someone, just like rips it out of their hand. Oh, and a pleasure, my friends.
How's it going there?
You watch the king kind of stand up and walk forward. Ah, yes. Based on how you treated my herald, you must be the infamous Broken Skull. Why, that's a round of applause, people. Your acclaimed king is definitely smarter than a doornail.
Oh, because you're just kind of half smirks. Going, you fuckers don't quite know what you're dealing with.
You know,
Neither one.
Smarter than a doornail.
No. I was very curious if you would even recognize us the moment we walked in. But, I often hear things like you have a very strong nose. You watch as the king seems pretty calm. No. Don't worry, people. We are not here to harm you as long as you don't get in my way. Now, if you excuse me, I have a few things that I want to say to not only all of you and to the king. Turns to you all, particularly to you.
Well, I had a thing I wanted to say to you too. I can wait for a bit.
Oh.
You watch as the three members of the Broken Skull step onto the floor of the ballroom, and they step to the king. There's still a little distance between them, probably about like 30-40 feet. You get a sense that there's a reason for it. My question is, do you guys want to get closer, or do you guys want to keep your distance?
Closer.
You do that. Blue's gonna head towards the main.
Gartnan, as you start walking forward, Alosa is staying right beside you.
Kazier will stick with them.
We need.
Yeah. Belwraith is sticking with Blue.
No, Herma. Garland isn't there.
Good.
Oh, good.
Not that you see. Hold on, I'm trying to see all the ones he said. For Malden, yes.
Nah, Blue's just gonna get a drink and follow.
Okay. You watch as From Malden just kind of looks around. This is quite the shindig you got here. Quite the party.
Ow! Fuck.
What's happening?
I don't know. Weird.
Yes. I do tend to like to lavish my guests in some of the finer things here in Atharia. Quite frankly, I'm not a fan of you coming in here and doing as you please. Well, now, that's not a good way to treat your guests. In fact, you invited us. Rather rude of you to be treating us in this way.
Yeah.
Coming all the way that we came from.
Pompous moron.
Darn it, you were really close. You were close, Herma. You were very close, but not quite. So, let's clear the air. I love a good party, but we are here on a job, and we have something important that we need to say. But of course, you invited us here, King. So, do your kingly thing. What would you like from us? What do you have to say? The people want to know, obviously. Why else would you invite a bunch of terrorists into your city?
It is quite interesting.
That voice is very infectious, isn't it? Isn't it, Tiny?
No, I'm just doing it every time from.
I know, but I remember the last time I did from Alton's voice, you literally couldn't stop, and you're like, so goddamn.
Oh no, I did it.
Yeah.
To pretty much show, hey, I'm the one who messed up your chances with the draft.
Yeah, I know why you're doing it, but I just like to tease that because it's just like the voice is actually really easy to me because the character I play in my brother's campaign is a satyr that speaks like that. But you watch as the king just kind of grins. Honestly, any of you groups, any of you bandits, magic users, necromancers, any of you people, honestly, you're all the same. And frankly, I'm annoyed. So, yes, I did invite you here. I invited a lot of people here because I needed to make one thing very clear and very, very simple. I invited you here as my guest because I wanted to clear the air on this confusion that people seem to have and the confusion that you all seem to have. I let it slide when you started attacking some of my people in Atharia. I figured it was cute, adorable to see creatures like you wander in.
Pardon me.
I tolerated it when you attacked one of my cities. It's currently flying. Where again? The northwest of here.
Wait. Oh.
Mm.
Yes.
Darlum?
Yes, that is exactly right.
It was the northwest. I
Up there,
mixed
brother.
up east and west.
We have tattoos on our chest. Except for Larry. That is a reference I don't think anyone's gonna get.
I should know this. Oh.
It's from Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh.
How the... Oh, wow.
It was the book episode with when Tom Sawyer came to life.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Because
Wow,
they
that
changed.
was a-
They
that's-
changed because Tom Sawyer changed it from Jason and the Agronauts to Jason and the Pussycats.
I forgot about that.
And it's like north, south, east, and west. We got tattoos on our chest, except for Larry. So yeah.
God, it was years since I seen that.
But either way, you watch as he looks at all of you and looks back at them. I let a lot of things go that a lot of people do, but let me make something clear. The moment you started trying to claim parts of this country, large parts of this country, in your name of your, how is the best way to describe it, a cult?
Boy band.
I figured it would be better if I cleared the air. By all
To
means.
show not let problems go till they're too big.
By all means.
Here actually says that.
Oh, I know. I the king is giving you guys a glare from the corner of his eye. But you watch as Romuald just goes, "Oh, by all means, king. Tell me, what exactly should we know that you want to make abundantly clear to the broken skull?"
Hold on. Yes. Blue's gonna kind of yell from behind the group of people. It's Malden! How's your family in Honkala?
What? Sorry, I zoned out for half a second.
You watch as for Malden's grin doesn't falter, but he does give you a look, Blue. The king gives a look to gives a very, very straightforward look, a very serious look. I invited you here so that you may bow before me and beg for my forgiveness before I put each and every one of you in the ground. As of this moment, the broken skull is disbanded. Otherwise, I will personally see that you are all put 6 feet into the ground and buried under lightning. And
Damn raw.
I would like everyone in the party to roll a charisma saving throw.
Oh.
Wait, is this for fear or is this?
This is for fear.
It'll be a
The
17.
main ale.
Give me a second.
Or is it wisdom saving throw? I apologize. Hold on, let me double check this.
No, if it's wisdom, it will affect.
Oh wait, no. If it's for fear, I drank the main ale, which you know it's the stats. You know,
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm golden.
I'm immune to fear, baby.
I rolled a natural 27 overall.
All right.
It's good to take notes.
Oh, I have a +8 to that.
It's a wisdom saving throw. Apologies.
Oh.
Yeah, who's beeping?
Babe.
Babe,
Maybe it was just my ears. I thought I heard a doot kind of a beep.
22, if it's wisdom.
I'm about to say,
Charisma.
what's up?
Tiny asked if it was wisdom. I said it was charisma.
It's actually wisdom. I was wrong.
Oh, wisdom? Okay,
Yes.
hold on. Recheck my thing then.
If it's a charisma, it's 27. If it's wisdom, it's 22.
Wisdom, you say, I forget. No, that's intellectual. Yeah, no, that's just an 11.
11.
Me.
Belwraith and Belwraith, Blue. Kazir, what did you roll again?
You said this is
Oh,
for
oh,
fear
yeah.
and
Oh, right.
main
But you
Fortnite.
drank from the main's personal ale. Yeah, you are not affected by this. But Garnan, you and pretty much the rest of the Solaires feel this overwhelming sense of dread. You can feel the power in this room, and and for moments it almost seems like lightning is crackling from the feet of the king. and you slowly hear a very slow clap. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your king, the scariest puppy dog in the room.
Oh.
Let us tell you why we're here, Sir King of Atharia.
Where's the queen?
The queen, you notice, is back towards her throne. She did not move forward. In fact, you kind of see her kind of like leaning back. Like she's not leaving the room, but like because the where the thrones are is kind of like quartered off.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna start like moving, just backing up towards her
Absolutely.
as Von Malden's talking.
Absolutely.
Ooh, good idea.
About to say, you watch as Formalden continues. The truth is, you're right. It's time for a change in how things are. It's time for things to be different here in Atharia. But the truth is, Your Majesty, you're dead wrong about how the land will change. The Broken Skull shall no longer not to be disbanded, like you claim we shall. The truth is, I and the rest of our group have decided Atharia has had it too good for too long. And personally, since all the leaders, at least most of them, are here, we are now here to declare war against Atharia. And I'm here to let you all know that this war shall be very demonic in nature.
Prove it,
And
pussy.
her.
Garnan does not actually say that.
I know.
Darnan's trying not to pee himself right now.
Yeah.
I think more Garnet's trying to hold back just charging Ezrin.
Mm-hmm.
He cans.
Yes, he fucking can.
I thought you were under fear.
I'm scared of the king, not Ezrin.
The king is in that direction. You cannot move.
You can move diagonal behind Ezrin. He'd still be
don't.
he'd still be a little ways away, unfortunately. Like he'd be like 10 feet behind Ezrin, but then he couldn't get any closer because the king's in the way. Like not in the way, but like in that direction, so he can't run towards it. Basically, there's no good way for Garnan to get closer.
Thank you.
Your rules and D&D are dumb.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you can break it. But you see an anger turn to laughter from the king. You think that you, lot of demons, could take me and the rest of Atharia to our knees?
God.
You do.
God, you're a moron.
You do realize exactly how powerful I am.
Closer. Closer.
As you guys are watching the king, you watch as his body actually starts to morph a little bit.
Closer, closer, closer.
As you watch creeping down from the back of his neck, the skin on his body, like under his clothes, you watch as it starts to like grow scales. These blue scales
Alright, maybe he is a dragon.
going down to his fingers that have claws. And you watch as the scales go up his neck and kind of surround his head. But instead of being like a draconic face, you see what looks like a draconic helmet over his head. I am the most terrifying thing Atharia has ever seen. And yet you dare come into my castle, into my city, and threaten my horde.
Even closer.
Oh, that's just the thing, Mr. King. I want to set an example for what this country has to see coming. And what better way to do it but with a lively ball and party, where all the nobles and rulers are. And,
Okay.
and to set an example for this city. As you watch it... Go ahead.
Am I close enough to the queen yet?
You are pretty darn close to the queen. I would say at this point, Blue, you're probably within like 20 feet of the queen.
Right.
I'm just gonna bonus action, cutting action dash, to leave now.
Well, you know what? I think Zir might be trying to talk everyone into going that way too.
Because do you follow Blue? The whole way?
You guys,
Yeah, you know what?
you guys should head.
Yeah.
You guys should start heading out. I'll help the queen get out.
You watch as the queen isn't moving, as you see her shaking too.
Blue, Belwraith would have been moving with Blue this entire time.
Okay.
He is my bodyguard.
Okay. Absolutely.
I would cast Calm Emotions if I knew it, and if I could.
But
Pick her up. We need to go.
let me show an example
On me.
of what this city and this country and this world will get to see. As you watch his black energy starts to go around his hands. Oh my goodness. Voice break. Exactly. The king, I need to talk to my manager. The king looks at him. Nice try. No magic can work inside of my castle. My hoard is protected from any kind of magical effect. These crystals were made by the strongest wizards that have ever graced this land.
These 10 crystals drops gems. These 9 crystals.
Oh, yes, you are absolutely correct. These crystals definitely would block even the most powerful archmage's magic. And normally I'd be very worried trying to conjure magic in this room. But, you see, my boss, let's say, he has granted me an ability that I think you all want to see. As he looks over in your direction, Blue. And you watch as he starts to mutter arcane words as you see very, very powerful magic start to form into his hands.
I'm getting in front of Blue.
No, grab the queen, run.
I am strong-arming Blue behind me. I do not shit about
I have 90 feet of movement. I have 90 feet of movement. I'll get out.
But as you guys are getting ready to move, you start hearing very loud noises coming from the outside of the castle. Garnan, you haven't moved too far from the window, have you?
No. Well, I mean, he did get closer.
He did get closer, but you would still be able to see the outside from where you're standing.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of look over your shoulder at where the sound is coming from, and you look outside and you see a large molten rock piece falling from the sky into the city. As for this party, you watch as Formalden cast the spell Meteor Swarm at 10th level. The crystal. You watch as the crystals try to react to him casting the magic, but the crystals, as they touch his hands, like the basically magical chains touch his hands. You watch as they shatter upon contact. The crystals were made to protect people from 9th level spells or lower. The only spells mortals can cast. But Formalden casted because of his patron, his ruler, the person who created him. casts it at 10th level. As you start to hear shouting and screaming from the outside. As loud... And from the outside, you start to hear screaming. And Garnan, you are horrified seeing all this happen. But beyond that, you see something worse. Roll me a perception check with advantage.
16 plus 2, so 18.
You watch as, aside from the crashing, the explosions of these meteors hitting the city, in 4 different sections, you see as coming from a distance. They're kind of hard to see at first, but they get closer very quickly. As you all hear very loud noises of
Hyenas.
as you see the city walls immediately attacked, and you see flying creatures going over the walls, being attacked, various being blowing from the sky. As you watch and see, Garnan, because you have the best view of this, you see a horde of demons attacking the city.
So much for having time.
Okay.
God, shit.
And you watch, from above all of you, you hear a very loud crashing sound onto the roof. As you see the ceiling of this castle take a massive hit. Boom! And most of you, actually, I want all of you to roll me a acrobatics check.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
13.
That was a 4. Not counting my actual stats. The dice was a 4, I meant. But,
6.
My acrobatics is plus 8. So.
Not a single one of us passed.
Hold
on.
So, hold on 1 second. Blue, what'd you get?
20.
6.
26?
6.
Oh, just 6?
Oh,
Oh no!
yikes.
About to say, Belwraith.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
13.
Alright. About to say, Garnan.
Dirty 20.
Kazir.
Damn. 12. 12. So, yeah, pretty much only Garnan makes it, I believe.
Yes, the rest of you guys fall on your asses as you feel the building get rocked as one of the...
Garnet, Alyssa.
If you want to, you can grab Alosa and prevent her from falling.
Yeah, it does.
As you watch as the building is rocked. Also, by the way, sentient NPC, I'm well aware, but these guys are actually avatars of the Abyssal Lords, and that's why he can do it. I agree with you. On a normal case, it technically is impossible. Sorry, technical question from the chat.
No worries.
It's like, I'm well aware of how that works and everything. It's just,
that's fair.
this is a bit different. This is a very special case. But essentially, as the building gets rocked, you guys watch as suddenly the crystals on the ceiling crack. A few of them shatter. You watch as people are huddling together.
They stop working.
And as soon as some of them fall, Blue, Kazir, Belwraith, immediately you feel that connection again. That sensation that feels like it's been dampened since you walked in here lighten up.
Oh,
That connection to your magic once again reformed. Garnan, immediately in your head, you hear, Garnan! Be careful. These threats. I
Oh shit, Sherlock.
can feel their energy from here. Belwraith. For the first time in quite some time, it almost as if that static kind of fades away for a moment. And you feel two sensations of fear and caution. Almost as if something on the inside is telling you that basically you get the sensation of grandiose fear. Not in the sense of like, oh, cripple, like you're inability, you are no longer unable to do something. It's like, no, it's more like they're frightened.
Shit.
And as the building is rocked, and you watch as the tower the castle had started to shake. It's calmed down now. But as it calms, you all look towards the center. None of the three guests are phased. And the king is not phased.
Oh, fuck.
Ain't a big
Oh,
fight.
king of fucks.
And as you see the building stop shaking, you suddenly start to hear as you start to see coming from the door, from the windows, various dark-looking beings. Some with wings, some with claws, some with faces of sharp teeth and horns, eyes ranging from every color in the spectrum, as the demons start to make their way through slowly. God damn it, Wanderer. Don't kill the moment. You bastard. And you watch as the king extends out his hand, and suddenly you watch as a lance appears in it. Very intimidating. But if you want to scare me, I didn't live from 2,000 years without being strong. And for you guys, Garnan, you've watched this happen before your very eyes before. You watch as Vector's body starts to sprout these black veins going all over it. And you watch as his eyes kind of blink to this inky black. But for the first time, you watch as Formalden kind of stretches out his arms a little bit. And you watch from his back, tearing the clothes, you watch his two wings, demonic in nature, appear. His hands, his fingernails and tips of his fingers turn to claws. And you watch as horns sprout out from the top of his head going backwards. His eyes go a purplish color. And for you in particular, Garnan, you watch as Ezrin flexes out his muscles. And you watch as they just kind of, similar to when you go into a rage, you watch as his biceps just expand outwards as you watch as his size grows. You watch as the hair on his head actually expands downwards more. His eyes go from what appeared to be bloodshot to pure red. And you watch as they all stare down at the king. Oh, don't worry, Mr. What is your name again? Right, dead man.
Can I cast a spell?
That's the best you got.
Yeah, can I cast a spell?
You certainly can.
I'd like to cast Solomon's Wall of Music.
All right. And where are you casting it? Between them?
Centered in the center of Ezra and Vector, so that the king is outside of it.
Okay. So you want it to be between... Okay, hold on. I want to make sure I got this right. You want it between Vector and Ezrin.
Vector and Ezrin, so Malden is just at the edge, because when someone's at the edge of the field, I can choose whether they're pushed in or pushed out.
Hold on one
Because that's how the field works.
Oh, absolutely. About to say... So, basically, for what you guys see, you watch as this conversation is happening, these transformations have happened, and you watch as suddenly Blue from the back just using... I assume pulling out the conductor stick?
Yes.
You watch as Blue, you just swish the stick in multiple directions. You watch as music starts to come from it. And for all of you, you watch as essentially almost like living, like live music sheet paper come between where Ezrin and Vector are, and you watch as these notes appear on it, and suddenly you hear these loud noises coming from it, as you see a wall of living thunder and sound come from it. I'm about to say I will roll for Ezrin and Vector real fast, since they are within the proximity.
All of them are.
Oh, that is true.
Ezrin and
For Malden.
from Malden.
I assume you're going to stop it short so it doesn't hit anyone on the sides?
Yes.
Okay.
There's the ability where if someone's on the side of it, you can pushed out or pushed in. I just make those three pushed inside of it.
What is your DC for it?
DC is... Hold on. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 17.
17? For Malden and Vector immediately pass, but I gotta double check Ezrin's stats. Because they are demons, they have advantage on saving throws against spells. For Malden rolled a natural 18 and Vector rolled a natural 15. But because of the fact that, because of his aura of darkness, immediately Vector will pass, because he gets to add his charisma modifier to his saving throw.
Okay.
Ah.
You probably could get a sense of what he was in life.
A little bitch.
It's a Constitution saving throw. Yeah, Ezrin will pass with a 20.
Okay. They still take half
How much is that?
damage.
To be fair.
They still take half damage.
Yep, they still take half damage.
48. So they all take 10 damage.
Okay.
And they're kind of stuck.
Okay, hold on, just writing this down. All right. You watch as Malden looks at you. Oh, that's very cute. As he leans his hand back, he will take an action to cast Dispel Magic. And at this point, you watch as the wall disappears, you hear a call out in a language that most of you don't understand. But if I remember correctly, Belwraith, you speak Abyssal.
Yes, sir.
You hear him yell out in Abyssal, "Eat your prey." And you suddenly watch it.
Like that sound.
And you suddenly watch as the demons that were slowly coming into the room start to charge. I'd like everyone to roll for initiative.
Can I use my
It's
Can I use my action bonus or my movement and bonus action to move towards the demons?
I would say let's
Didn't use-
let's get the turn order started.
Okay.
Alright.
How long do you think this is gonna last, Winter? Because it's already 3 in the morning.
Just bear
Till we all die.
just bear with me, okay?
Yeah, we're all gonna die. This is alright. We'll finish.
Initiative, you said?
Bear with me.
We have a dragon on our side, at least.
They
Well,
Escape.
on our side, quotation marks.
I'm common enemy side,
my
but
brain.
like...
My phone just shit on me.
Common enemy counts for now.
Why is it that shit?
Remember, no one's in armor, no weapons.
Yep.
No one has most of their magic
9.
items.
Yep. We are pretty much boned.
Just
Unless some plot hole happens.
bear with me. Bear with me.
15.
Winter knows what he's doing.
This
I know, I'm just saying.
this is far from my first rodeo. Just bear with me, okay?
I know, I'm not saying it's hopeless. I'm saying it's. Never mind.
Nope, it's
I'm
hopeless. We're all
tired.
all gonna die.
It's terrifying. It's scary. This is a very much a terrifying situation. Absolutely agree with you. 25 to 20.
Oh,
No
I
one.
did I say I got?
Not
Shit.
good.
No one? Okay.
Oh, yeah, no.
20 to 15.
15.
Hmm.
Oh boy.
Maybe this isn't looking good.
15 to 10.
11. Or no, not 11,
Oh.
12. My
12?
bad.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, I got lower than that.
Okay.
Brain,
So-
brain not really firing.
all right. 10 to 5.
I got a
9.
9.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll give you priority because you have a higher stat than me.
Okay. So Kazir
Alright.
and then Belwraith. All right. So, start of the combat. Krimkur's lair action activates because the castle is his lair. You watch as Krimkur, like almost like lightning, teleports right behind Ezren, and he's going to go ahead and use his lightning discharge ability, which each of them have to make a saving throw, which I will do quickly so that this doesn't take very long. For Malden will immediately succeed because of a natural 20. Ezrin and Vector actually fail, and they are going to use their each of them are going to use a legendary resistance to instead succeed, and thus you watch as the king brings down his lance onto the ground, and almost like the floor turns to lightning. You watch as essentially a wave of lightning strikes them. Basically, you watch as Ezrin just and Vector just. But what you also see is a couple of nobles get hit by this. And like the cartoons in the movies, you suddenly watch as you see almost like skeletons are appearing through the lightning. As you watch 3 nobles just immediately die. Nobody you knew. They seem to be just people that worked for the country. But
they were still humans.
Oh yeah,
People.
they were innocent and they did not ask for this. At that, you watch as a lot of the nobles are like, "Oh my god!" and you watch as the king just kind of looks at them and looks back at Ezrin, for Malden, and all of them.
There's no way you guys are actually surprised.
Fuck this shit.
Sacrifices must be made to protect my horde. And I would assume for anybody who doesn't realize it then, probably realizes it now, King probably looks at his people like meat shields.
Yep.
And you watch as he will use his bonus action to take a defensive stance. And that is their turn. It is now the demon's turn. First things first, Ezrin is going to he is going to go ahead and pound on this guy. You watch as he just you watch as he lifts up his hand, and Garnan, I think you would probably be paying attention to this more than anyone else. You watch as what appears into his hand is a giant stone sword.
Ezrin?
Yep. That he wields in both hands.
Oh, okay.
And he is going to use his avatar ability to go into a primal rage. And he is going to strike at him. And basically, I'm going to go ahead and glaze over these really quickly. And you... Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, Mr. King, no! I feel so bad, sure. You watch as he brings down the blade on the king, and the king basically is taking these hits in stride. And you watch as the stone sword connects. You watch as Ezrin actually gets shocked every time he hits. But it's almost like it, for anybody who's watching, it kind of seems to more excite him than it does hurt him, as he just continues to swing. Let us say Vector is not even hesitating. He's going to go ahead and join in the fight, and he's going to use a bonus action to use Shadow Smite. And he is going to absolutely hit the king. And you guys watch as he strikes the king. Suddenly, a dome of darkness appears around the king, Vector, Ezrin, and Formalden. Essentially, it's the darkness spell, but it's 30 by 30 feet. It's like a dome, essentially. And now you guys can't see what's going on.
Oh, what is? Hold on, what is it?
Oh, well, actually, Belwraith, you can see what's going on because you have Devil Sight. You can see into darkness. Into magical darkness.
Perfectly, too. It's not Shades of Grey.
Oh, absolutely. And unfortunately for you, Blue, the mask doesn't give you the distance you need to see into this. True Sight only works for close range. As that's what the masks were intended for. But Belwraith, you watch as you can see the fighting continue as you watch Formalden start casting magic at the king, who seems to be taking it in stride. You get a sense that this is going to be a Titan-like battle, essentially.
Does it look like everyone inside can, though?
You get a sense that it was planned for the fight to be like this. 3-on-1. But
everyone can see it inside? I mean,
no one but you can see it. But the king, you get the sense that he is unfazed by this.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Okay.
As his blind sight absolutely kicks in.
Yep.
And you hear a massive roar coming from inside of the darkness. But with that being said, the other demons are now going to start encroaching into the place. Immediately, you're watching as civilians are basically trying to get away from the demons. You watch as the demons start getting close. The demons are pretty darn close. And Blue, Belwraith, and Kazir, you're watching as there are demons encroaching on the queen.
Where would our weapons be?
I was just about to get to that. As the demons have made their turn to basically take the dash action to get into the building and everything. And unfortunately, guys, there's a lot in here. You watch as suddenly you hear, well, you know, it wouldn't be a fair fight if we couldn't fight back, wouldn't you agree, my friends? In fact, why don't you just look into your hands? And that should be what you need. Do you guys look into your hands?
I didn't realize I was muted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue, you immediately recognize that voice. As Kevlar is going to use...
Oh.
Kevlar is going to use Jester's Pop, which is a spell that suddenly, inside of your hands, you just hear the most corny and crappy sound as suddenly the items you had stored inside of his Primal Stone appear into your hands. Garnan, you actually have to go like, oh! As suddenly the giant Raven Dragonaut appears in your hand. But for each of you, Kazir, you suddenly realize that the bow and arrows are on your back.
Cool.
And in your hand.
Or you have my quiver.
Yep, I know.
I remember.
I was telling Trey that.
If I
I'm
had-
sorry. Go ahead.
Never mind. No.
Blue, you immediately feel the familiar sensation of melody in your hand. As you hear a slight chuckle as the blade lands in your hand. Belwraith, you feel the familiar sensation of having the gnarled mace in your hands. And you watch as the rest of your party seems fully prepared for this fight.
Well, not fully. I mean...
Yeah, you guys are obviously not armored and not truly prepared.
As we can
But
be.
prepared as you can be. Remember,
Yeah.
the king kind of had it set this way. But
Yeah.
But yes, you suddenly feel that happen as Kevlar used his particular kind of magic to be able to handle this, as he's a very special bard. But anyways, as you guys have that, you watch as Kevlar appears next to you, Blue. Well, this is actually quite terrifying, wouldn't you agree, my friend?
I'd agree very much.
Well, let's go ahead and just do our job. And he points towards the queen.
Right.
I feel like
Whose turn is
I was about to get to that. It was basically Kevlar just looks at the dark and goes, I feel like that might be a fight not to get into. Says
Can I take-
says
Can
him.
I take a peek around for Dathana and Godric?
Absolutely, but we will do that on your turn. Blue.
Before anything else
Yes.
happens, Kazir moves to poison.
Fair. You know what? I will allow you to do that. You just kind of shimmy.
I mean, free action.
Yeah,
or
free
maybe, like
free action.
soon
You
as the fight starts, he would have done it.
for me,
actually.
I will say this: free action. You shimmy into your pants and you pull out the poison and put it into your pocket. Sound fair?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I will be
Only because I could see that being an easy accident.
indeed.
One
But
wrong fall on your butt.
so while the Titans are fighting in the center of the room, Blue, it is currently your turn.
Alright, Kevlar. Where is a point within 500 feet of here that safe?
I would normally say it would be the down below. There should be a cellar where we keep a lot of wine and everything. It's actually a secret pass for if
A lot of the
if enemies were to attack Westray. It's essentially a bunker.
How far down?
You watch as Kevlar's doing the math in his head. Oh, Kevlar, now's not the time!
oh shit.
Unfortunately, I don't exactly know. I don't want to hazard a guess. When it comes to magic, we both know how specific it is.
Just say a guess. As long as I'm close, I'll be pushed into the area.
Maybe
We got this.
maybe like 100, maybe like 50 feet or 100 feet, something along those lines. But please be careful. There are very high ceilings here. And he looks at the queen. She's not like us.
I have healing spells on standby. If she gets hurt, it's fine.
Absolutely. If you're sure, just be careful.
I will. Blue's gonna put his hand on the queen and cast Dimension Door.
Alright, you grab the queen and suddenly you disappear. Where do you teleport to?
85 feet down.
I need to double check this real fast because I have the schematics of the castle here that I drew myself.
Blue is gonna die, and so is the queen.
Possibly.
And the rest of us soon too.
Have fun.
I
It
mean,
would be
even with-
really funny if she survived all of that, and the way she died was taking force damage from being inside a fucking wall.
I have cure wounds. She's fine.
All right. As you teleport downwards, you and the queen. You actually hold on. As you get to teleport, you and the you and the queen suddenly feel agonizing pain as you are being shunted downwards. Hold on 1 second. I gotta roll the damage for this.
That's a lot of dice.
As you and the queen both take 11 points of force damage.
That's fine.
That,
No, it's not bad. I rolled low.
pardon me.
And suddenly you get shunted downwards out through a ceiling, and you start to fall.
I'll grab the queen, put her on me. I'll take the hit.
Okay. Roll me an acrobatics check.
Don't you have some kind of a magic spell, feather falling or something?
I already used my action.
Oh yeah.
Well, technically, Featherfall's a reaction.
I don't have featherfall.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna comment. Is I'm pretty confident Blue doesn't have it.
Dang.
Pretty confident Henrik has it.
26.
26. All right. You fall. As you fall, you suddenly grab the queen, and as you fall, you crash into a barrel. And Blue, you take a total of 12 damage. Not force, but like
Bludgeoning.
of bludgeoning falling damage.
That's bludgeoning.
And you and the queen are now soaked in like wine or ale.
Is she okay? Is she knocked out?
Because of you taking the fall, she is still conscious. Nobles don't have a lot of health, but she's got an okay amount. Not a great amount though. There's a reason why Kevlar made his comment.
Are you okay, McQueen?
I believe so. Ow.
Heal you in a minute, second, something.
Okay, I assume you take half your movement to get up.
Yeah.
And about to say the queen will take some time to get up as well. It is rather dark in this room, but it seems lit. There's a little light in this room, so you can still see. But I will say this as is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
I don't have anything I can do with a bonus action.
Okay. So for the moment,
That's my turn.
okay. I will say as we step away from your turn, you do look at the queen, who, by the way, both of you are soaked in ale because you basically crashed into a barrel. You watch as her hair is dripping more than just ale. The ale, from what you can tell, is kind of a very light brownish color, but you watch as it falls from her hair, it's a dark brown color. As you notice now, the queen dyes her hair.
Very random.
Garnan, it is currently your turn. You see a bunch of demons come in, and you feel a sensation. You feel the power that's coming from about 30, 40 feet in front of you.
Garnan is going to grab Alosa's hand.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to think to Prigka. If you've got a way out of here, I'd like to use it now, preferably. Before opening his eyes and trying to find the easiest way to escape.
Wow, go Pritka. Immediately you feel like he's ruffling through your head, and you suddenly see some memories that from when you were talking to the king. You remember you're basically seeing the king, but you watch as Pritka is almost like focusing in, and you remember seeing a door off to the right. It seems to be a bit of a distance away. But as you think of it and you look towards it, you do see there are two demonish beings by the door fighting some guards. That is where I think the closest exit is. We won't survive a fall out the window.
Alosa, follow me. Keep hold of my hand. I've got a plan.
Okay, and what would you like to do?
Assuming that she's keeping up, I'm going to be double dashing all the way to that door.
Alosa gives you a look, and you feel like she's about to say something to you, but she has to wait her turn, which is actually right now. She goes right after you. Well, because the party, I have written party, goes after you.
Yeah.
Because I rolled for everyone so I could just make their turn snappy. You watch as she actually looks at you and goes, actually, Garnan, I think I have an idea, if you trust me.
Of course I do.
You watch as she smiles, and she grabs your arm, and she actually, like, yells out in, she yells out to the Solaires, we have a mission, and we need to succeed at it. And you watch as she kind of gives everyone a look, and everyone kind of like, okay. Not like a sense of like yes, or like, huh? But more like, no, you're right, essentially. And immediately you watch as she gives you a look, a smile, and she casts Dimension Door. Because she is a high-level witch and can do that.
90 feet down so we don't get shunted into a fucking barrel.
Rolling an intelligence check.
I was kidding.
Oh, Alosa.
She doesn't know. She didn't know
She took a guess downwards.
How far?
Close, but no cigar. About roughly the same as you, buddy. Oh man, I'm not rolling great on damage. That is 11 damage for you and Alosa as you take force damage and you're shunted down. And Blue, you watch as suddenly you hear a very familiar, as suddenly you see two figures falling from the ceiling.
Ow.
Which,
if they're falling on top of me, I'll shield the queen.
It's not on top of you. Slightly, they were off to the side a bit. But you do see two familiar figures fall from the ceiling. Basically,
they're demons. Let's kill them.
And unfortunately, and they're both gonna take a little bit of fall damage.
And force damage.
Garnan, you and Alosa both take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall to the ground.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't know how far down. I had to take a guess.
Oh, my nose is bleeding. God damn. But...
Well, we're not in the room with them anymore.
Oh, Blue?
Hi.
The Queen?
Yes, I am here. And Garnan, similar to Blue, you see you actually see some of her hair color change a bit. Like,
I'm going to assume your hair is some sort of magic shit. We need to go.
Speaking of going back upwards, because that's all Alosa could do with her turn. Immediately, Kazir and Belwraith, you hear familiar gunshots. And you guys watch as the light shot is being fired. And I'm going to roll to see... Alright. And damage for that. Nice, actually. Basically, Belwraith and Kazir, you watch as Henrik turns the gun and points it at the door behind the throne, and he watches he one killed both demons.
Whoa.
As his gun does radiant damage.
Cool.
And you watch it, you watch as he looks at you and he looks at you guys and goes, "Take care of the job. I have some hunting to do."
Belwraith gives him a bit of a salute kind of a thing.
Kazir kind of does too.
Hmm.
Technically, though, I don't think they can see him because the shadow thing covering the map, from what I understood.
Basically, you can basically see a portion of him.
Oh.
He had a vision enough to see the door, and so you guys can roughly see him. But before he walks away, you watch as he stops for a moment and turns back and he goes, "Make sure Blue gets out of here."
You got it.
And you watch as Henrik actually runs towards the wall to where some of the nobles are, and you watch as he prepares for more shots. In the meantime, you guys watch as Philman taking the Kubikiri. You watch as he actually runs in front of a bunch of nobles, and he actually starts swinging at the demons. Natural 20, go Philman. All right, and basically you go ahead.
Using that.
You're happy that he's using it.
Yes.
You watch as he, Kazir, you can faintly see, you can barely see Philman and Karik off in the distance as they're fighting. You watch as Karik takes his saber, his rapier, slashes his leg, and you watch as it lights up with lightning. Actually, no, he's not going to do lightning. He's going to make it. You watch as the blade glows bright white as he uses Rite of the Dawn. And you watch as they kind of give you a look and a nod. And you watch as they start attacking demons and protecting. And they seem to be protecting the nobles and the civilians. And with that, that is their turn. Actually, I almost forgot. I apologize. You watch as Bimp literally starts muttering some words under her breath, and you watch as she throws out a ball of energy, and you watch as a fireball hits towards where the door is, and you watch as she starts running towards the door that you guys are running towards. Knuckle will do the same. Except for you'll watch as he just goes, "We need to get out of here." And you watch as he actually reaches down and grabs Bimp and starts running. And he's going to dash. Basically, Knuckle is near the door already. You guys are basically now at par with where Knuckle and Bimp are. So, with that being said, Kazir, what do you do?
I honestly don't know. There's way so much going on all at once, and it's pretty damn late for everyone.
We rolled the same. We could trade if you want. Trade turns, because I have something you could do.
Yeah, all right. It's not exactly just needing time. It's just there's. What happened?
I'm sorry, buddy. Like I really didn't want to start this late. I'm so sorry.
Well, I mean, this is part of the reason why I think everyone was like, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't start battle now, because this could go on for another hour."
Oh, I know, but just have faith in me. Trust me. Trust me, my friend. I have you.
Kazir tries to find a way to the basement where Blue went.
Okay. So
I guess is what.
You want to run towards the door?
Yeah, he
You're
promised
lucky
he'd
I've
help
got a
her.
weekend this week.
Okay. So Kazir, you run towards the door. You fling it open.
Yeah.
As you try to fling it open, it's locked.
Really? You just had to throw that out there.
None of you guys checked. I mean, Kazir, you still have your action. You could try picking it if you want.
No, I can't. I don't have my gear.
Oh, you want to escape?
I mean, if you'd like to throw in an argument, I would say as a 8th level rogue, apologies, I would argue say you would have a set of thieves' tools hidden somewhere. I would allow that.
I mean, he would have.
You gotta.
It's a little metagamey, but
yeah,
that's all I can do.
No, it's fine.
There's really no point in fighting anything because there's so many of them, and
it's fair. It's completely fair.
No point in going after them because Kazir made a promise, and so Kazir tries to pick the.
Jesus.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just really tired and
no.
Like,
it's Stray. You are perfectly fine. Just it is a little meta, but I would argue say because of the level rogue you are, and they're the size of a toothpick, you could get away with it.
pull
Yeah,
it up.
because you're
Prison
tries to
wallet.
pick. Because you tries to pick it.
Roll a lockpick check.
All right, and I'm gonna just use Avery because I'm tired.
That's fine.
14
Plus
plus
Dex plus proficiency. Double proficiency, actually.
Where's my Dex?
So Dex is 3. You guys are at plus 4 proficiency, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Because being level 10, so technically that's a 25. Yeah, you as you're kind of doing it, you're like, for fuck's sakes, and you just and you get the door open, the lock open, and you're just like, fucking, for a castle, you'd think this would be better.
Also, I think Blue is kind of quit.
Did
Actually quit. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's left.
He's typing something in the chat for a while.
do you guys want to call it here?
I want the first round.
Yeah, we can do
First round and then make
Bell
call.
races
Like-
round at least.
I'd say that's completely fair. I have all your guys' initiative right here, so if I have it written down, fine. If this is too much and like I'm going too far, like don't be afraid to tell me. Like it will not hurt my feelings.
Oh,
It-
we kind of said it was, but before.
Oh.
Well, with that being said, Belwraith, why don't you go ahead and do your round?
Alright, I'm gonna try to find Defana and Godric. More Defana, though.
As you look around, roll a perception check. This is a little bit of chaos. It's a little bit of chaos in here.
It's gonna be a 16.
16. As you look around, you see the familiar form of Dethana and Godric. They seem to be. You watch. They're kind of separated and kind of surrounded by demons a little bit. You watch as Godric says a few words to Dethana. You can't quite make out what he's saying, but you watch as she's kind of shaking her head. But Godric seems to be adamant about something. And you watch as he casts out some spells. Dethana, I'm gonna roll for her real fast. All right. Dethana looks directly at you, and you see.
Do yours. You first.
Yeah, you see tears as she looks at you. And you watch as she gives a look. And she, similar to everyone, similar to the party, she gives a look and she...
You might want to look into the chat.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Okay,
I'm
just
well
making
aware.
sure.
No. She watches. She looks at you and looks at it and looks around, and she disappears. As a cleric of her particular domain, she casts Dimension Door. You don't know which direction she went in, but she teleported away.
He'll use half his movement to get up.
Okay.
He's gonna try to just make a stand. He'll cast heroism on himself.
For what it's worth, Winter, I'm enjoying the shit out of this. I'm just tired as hell.
No, I understand.
To be honest, I'm finding it really overwhelming, but
No, I understand. But you cast heroism on yourself?
Yeah. I'm gonna say second level.
And what would you do?
That's gonna be my action. I'm just holding my ground for now.
Basically just holding your ground at the door?
Yep.
Okay.
I have one additional target. Can I see Garnan?
I would, unfortunately, because of the fact that Garnan teleported.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's touch. It's touch, anyways.
Be gone.
Since it's, I'll actually cast it at first level then, because it's just a touch spell, anyways.
All right, and that ends your turn.
Yep.
And as this happens, the city of Westray, currently fighting to this situation, the party having their various feelings about the situation. That is where we're going to end tonight's session. And I guess I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
Yeah, it's alright.
I guess I made this too much in a situation.
Nope, I liked it. It's cool.
It's a blunder. I'll say that, but
I don't want anyone to feel like they didn't have a choice. You guys had lots of choices that you guys could have done. You guys were you guys were locked in the city. None of you guys had to attend the ball. You could have just said no and
have $1 million bounty on the team's head where we would
No.
Actually,
bounty was if we left, not if we.
Yeah, you guys were still in the city. You guys could have chosen not to go to the ball. In fact, you guys probably could have talked to people and maybe even just gotten a situation with even a private audience with the king rather than even going to the ball itself. You guys couldn't. I didn't force you guys to do any of this stuff. Yeah, 10th level spell, but the only reason he could cast it is because of his connection to a demon lord. It's not because
Winter, not on stream.
It is what it is.
And being called out for favor. You know what? Thank you guys so much for watching and taking the time to hear me out and listen to my story. But I hope you all stay frosty and have